and Floresville.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
We've all got to get back to the drawing board. Starts with me and making some throws and making some plays, as I said, with my feet, and trying to get it done.
Cowboys back at the start, trying to figure out what went wrong yesterday in Arizona. Next up, New England at Jerry World. While Cowboy fans are sad, Texan fans celebrating DeMeco Ryans' first win as a head coach. A lot of Cowboys talk coming up on the Blitz.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix.
Wow, you sound a little more upbeat than I thought you would sound right
How
now.
about those Houston Texans, man? Going on the road, getting their first win of the year. You thought it was going to be Cowboy talk today? Hell no, man. It's all, I'm kidding. God, I'm so pissed off, to be honest with you.
Well, and I think the Texans had like nobody playing offensive line. They were so banged up on that offensive line. C.J. Stroud just does a great job. Cowboys have a few injuries on the offensive line. So, oh, wow, yeah, look what happened.
Here's the thing. It wasn't about the injuries on the offensive line. I mean, honestly, and I know everybody, you want to blame Dak Prescott.
And he deserves it.
Look, Dak's record when he throws 40 passes in a game is not good. He threw 40 passes. He did throw for 249 yards, had a stupid interception that ended any hope. But that defense was god-awful yesterday. The
wait. The historic Cowboys defense?
No,
the historic one.
The defense that could be historically good was not yesterday.
I just want to make sure I'm clear. The historic defense,
they could not stop the run.
It's a tremendous punch in the gut.
It was. And they got punched. And I think that is a bigger part of what happened yesterday. The Cowboys got pushed around by the Cardinals. The Cowboys were out-physicaled by the Cardinals.
Without a doubt, and by far, they were out physical. The Cardinals punched them in the mouth. The problem that you saw yesterday, and there's a variety of reasons we're going to be talking about all day today, the Cowboys cannot fall behind because they don't have the offense to come back.
It's insane when you say it that way. And until they figure out the red zone, you're right. I mean, this is an offense designed to score 30 points a game. And right now, they're wearing out the leg of a rookie kicker named Aubrey.
Best kicker in the NFL, as predicted, by the way.
Well, by you. And look, blind squirrels, whatever, broken clocks, whatever the sayings are, you get them all on sticking your flag in with a kicker, right? I mean.
Best player on the team right now.
Well, I mean, he's the highest scoring, I think, because we got 3 more field goals from that guy because of the red zone. And look, Dak Prescott was not good yesterday. No. I'm not going to defend Dak Prescott. I'm not. But it wasn't all him. They didn't lose that game because of Dak Prescott. The play calling in the red zone was bad. Mm-hmm. Tight end play, Mr. Jake Ferguson, who you planted a flag with. They need help in the tight end position.
All right.
But more importantly, that defense, knowing that they had 3 backup offensive linemen, if there was a game where the defense had to rise up and take over, it was this one, and they did not.
Historic defense.
They did not. That defense that could still be historically good was bad. That was bad defensive play, and you can't say it was because of Diggs.
No, it was not because of Diggs. When you're running the football just through holes that are as wide as this studio, that's a problem. For guys like James Conner, who is not a bad running back. He's a good running back, in fact. But everybody was doing. Joshua Dobbs running. Cowboys have had trouble stopping mobile quarterbacks. That's even little Zach Wilson ran up and down the field on them. Week before? Yeah, that's when it was. That's an issue. It's a big issue because coming up, Let me tell you, you got the San Francisco 49ers coming up. Last time I checked, they got a pretty good running back.
They do.
Philadelphia Eagles, man, they run the football pretty well.
They do.
They better get it fixed.
The Cowboys wake-up call, whatever it is. We talked about this on Friday. They're a scrappy team. That was the term Mike McCarthy used Friday morning with Rob and Rudy on R&R in the morning. And they were. We talked about it. Could this be a trap game for the Dallas Cowboys? And for whatever reason, the Arizona Cardinals have the Cowboys number. They've won 7 of their last 8. It's bizarre when you look at it, almost as ridiculous as looking at the Houston Texans have the Jacksonville Jaguars number. And you saw that again this weekend. It's the NFL. I look at all of this, the Dallas Cowboys, and somebody tweeted us yesterday about a Jeff Trailerism where the Cowboys eating their own cheese. And maybe they were reading all their headlines after that 2-0 start.
The defense was.
The defense looked like it.
The defense was.
But honestly,
Micah Parsons was.
No
Micah
doubt.
Parsons was.
MVP conversation of that performance. What bothered me, and you tell me if you saw the same thing, 210-656 ESPN, 656-3776. When that game started and they were showing some of the pregame stuff, they didn't look like they had that fire, the energy. They looked like they showed up for work at 3 o'clock, right? Micah Parsons throughout the broadcast, every time they showed him, he didn't look energized. He didn't look fiery. He looked pouty. I don't even want to say he looked, I don't want to even say he looked angry. He just, and all of them, it was lethargic, all of them. Like Mike McCarthy didn't have that group ready to play. It was weird. And I remember I looked at my wife and said, I don't like the way they look. This could get ugly. And then on that first play of the game, what happened? I didn't like the get-go of that football team yesterday.
Look, again, they were like all of us, and I was guilty of it too because I bought in. I was telling everybody that would listen, this is an easy game. It's a bye week for the Cowboys. They'll take care of these guys. Well, guess what? The Cowboys thought that too. They obviously did because they went into Arizona thinking there's going to be an easy win because they're the best defense in the NFL, and it's not going to be an issue. And then the Cardinals roll up 180 yards on the ground on the Cowboys in the first half. In the first half, they did that. And it was just, it was like, what happened? Where did that defense go? Well, look, we talked about this too. Offensive coordinators are pretty damn smart. And they're going to continue to be smart. And they're going to figure out the flaws in that defense, not just the Cowboys, but everybody else. So the Cowboys have to adjust as well. You can't just show up and say, hey, we're the Dallas Cowboys and we've outscored our opponents 70-10 and we're going to the Super Bowl. And I know you're just going to lay over today because we're the mighty Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah. I thought that was in the script.
Apparently not.
The writers are done striking. I don't know. I mean, it happens every year. There is always a game that the Dallas Cowboys have no business losing, and they go out and they play like they did on Sunday. And every year they always win a game. Nobody expects them to win. It's just Cowboy football. Now, I'll say this, though. Right? Nobody thought they were going to go undefeated.
No.
Except you.
No,
right?
you did. I thought I think you predicted 17-0.
I thought I said 11 wins for the Cowboys.
17-0 is what you said.
I never actually said that.
Well, no, it's 16-1, obviously.
Well, actually, I said 11. I got them as an 11-win team, down from the 12 wins that they had last year.
That game was just, look, it was just ugly, and it's I don't, in a way, I can see the Cowboys mindset. I really can. Everybody that you talked to, every show that you looked at and listened to had the Cowboys as the greatest team in the world, best defense in the league, this and that. They're the greatest. They got a shot. They're going to, and they read their own stuff. And I'm really disappointed. I will tell you this, in Micah Parsons. What he said yesterday after the game really disappoints me. You can think it, but to come out and say what he said, do we have time for that?
Well, we were going to tease and talk about it coming up.
All right,
but yeah,
well,
let's go for it. Let's this is Micah Parsons after the game saying what you shouldn't actually say.
My message for us is never stress, never worry. Let's just get better. It's still early on the season. This is the tough part about playing in the National Football League. Every team has its day. The last 2 weeks we was light on fire, and today we came out and we got lit. And that's just the reality of football. And you look across the league, it happened to a couple teams. Reality sets in. You look at the Chiefs, everyone thought the Chiefs would go out and blow out the Lions. The Lions came out lit and fired up. So the reality is we got to take in every game as like the Super Bowl. And we got to play up to our standard. We can't play down to teams, and I felt like that's what we did today.
Boom.
It played down to
the team.
And that might be true.
Yeah.
And everything he said in that statement was absolutely true.
Except for the Kansas City Chiefs thinking that everybody's going to roll over the Lions. I'm not sure that was true.
But nobody expected them to lose that opener, right? I mean, I think that's his point. Everybody has a day where you go out there and you lay an egg. That was the day for the Cowboys. One thing for me to say something like that, you to say something like that, a fan to say something like that, for an NFL player to disrespect another NFL team like that.
That's just, and he's got to learn.
After you get your ass kicked?
He's got to learn that you just can't do that. Think it, say it to your teammates in the locker room, whatever. You don't come out publicly and say that. That's just, you just don't do it.
The Cardinals,
especially after you got punched in the mouth.
Were the better team yesterday.
Without a doubt.
They were more physical. They punched them in the mouth. And they weren't afraid of the big, bad Dallas Cowboys. What did you guys think? 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776 on Twitter, at Joe Reinagle 210. You can tweet at me, at Jason Minix. If you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, you need your logo on any kind of gear, get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro. If you need caps done, Sam has more than 12,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom, including the popular Richardson 112 style trucker caps. If you need T-shirts screen printed, go see Sam. Maybe you need some uniforms done. Sam has over 700 uniform lines to choose from, all kinds of industries. Sammy's Embroidery and Printing. Nobody has better prices. Sam has all the big name brands, and he's the only company in Texas with one-day turnaround. No order too small, certainly no order too big, and all items do come with a warranty. Call 210-824-3900, 824-3900, or better yet, go by that massive showroom on San Pedro, mile inside Loop 410, next to Big Lots across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. This Sunday, it's the Cowboys and Patriots at 2:30 p.m.
Micah Parsons is on the ball.
And he's still alive.
He's still running. He's still moving with the ball to the 10, to the 5, to the goal line.
Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, eWealth Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chunkla, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Tour a Meritage home to start living the dream of owning a new home. Each Meritage home is built with the energy and money-saving features like spray foam insulation and high-performance air filtration. Check out any of our communities across the San Antonio metro area and find the perfect fit to start a life built better. Go to meritagehomes.com/San Antonio to learn more and to schedule a private or virtual appointment today. That's meritagehomes.com/San Antonio. Actual energy savings and performance may vary. Meritage Homes is an equal housing opportunity builder.
Flight by Yuengling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yuengling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yuengling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yuengling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
NCE General Contractors, based in San Antonio, is one of the fastest growing nationwide general contractors with a focus on commercial new construction, design build projects,
projects, building renovations, tenant finish outs, site upgrades, and building maintenance. NCE President Brian Ehrlich's a former Madison quarterback and proud to support high school football in San Antonio, building relationships first, then buildings that last. Learn more about NCE General Contractors online at ncegc.co. That's ncegc.co.
2 times the healthy blood pressure support? That's a number to rave about. Thanks to Superbeats Heart Chew's unique 2X ingredient that helps promote normal blood pressure nearly 2 times more effectively than diet and exercise alone. Superbeats is America's #1 selling beet brand and the only #1 cardiologist, doctor, and pharmacist recommended beet brand for heart health support. A clinical study showed that the key ingredient in Superbeats Heart Chews is nearly 2 times more effective at supporting normal blood pressure than a healthy lifestyle alone. And they're part of a brand with over 60,000 5-star ratings and reviews. So double your potential with a special offer exclusively for radio listeners. Get a free 30-day supply of Superbeats Heart Chews and 15% off your first order at getsuperbeats.com with code RADIO. That's a free 30-day supply and 15% off for radio listeners only at getsuperbeets.com. Code RADIO.
Experience first-class service at Mercedes-Benz of San Antonio. Shop incredible offers on a large inventory of new and slightly pre-owned Mercedes-Benz, like newly stocked certified 2023 C300 sedans at only $49,991. Plus, see our available low interest rates at mbofsa.com. That's newly stocked certified 2023 C300s for just $49,991. Experience the Mercedes-Benz of San Antonio difference today on San Pedro Avenue. For complete offer details, visit mbofsa.com.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at TSAOG.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Welcome to What If, the show where I, Jake from State Farm, answer your insurance what ifs. We've got a call from Millie. What's up?
Hi, Jake. What if, hypothetically, a moose gets mad at my car and rams into my windshield? Hypothetically.
Oh, just file a claim on the app. At State Farm, we're there for your what ifs.
Great, but what if the moose eats my phone, hypothetically?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or go to statefarm.com for a quote today.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Babbel. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at babbel.com/TNC.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know?
Too hard. Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day, and they're fun. So you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard. It's perfect.
And now try Babbel free. Text radio to 64,000. Text radio to 64,000.
Snap is back. Prescott looking. Now he's throwing in the end zone. It's intercepted.
Yeah, it sucks. It's humbling. But to say it's a wake-up call, we knew we had a lot of adversity, and we just didn't get it done. And I think it just goes back to myself, the offense, and the red zone. So, I mean, we get better at there, we win this game. But we've got to fix that area, period.
Dak Prescott post-game after the wonderful call from Brad Sham here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and the Dallas Cowboys radio network. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. You can tell James Pledger is producing today because he picked that highlight as he rejoined as opposed to, I don't know, a Brandon Aubrey field goal, a Rico Dowdle touchdown. We didn't have but that
was
interception.
Perfect. That was perfect.
It
because
was.
Dak Prescott has that memorized. Well, if we just get better at this, we'll get better at that. And if we just do this, so it's not a wake-up. I mean, it's the same stuff for 8 years. We've been hearing the same stuff.
Cowboys lose, Dak sucks. Cowboys lose, Dak can't get it done. Dak Prescott was 25 of 40 for 249 yards and a touchdown until that interception.
By Joshua Dobbs.
But that's on his defense. And honestly, and I can't defend Dak today. And I told you after that loss to San Francisco, I like Dak, but I'm done defending Dak. Dak's got to get it done in the postseason. Yesterday wasn't about Dak. There were some moments, and there was that interception. But my goodness, they were awful in the red zone. And it was the play calling in the red zone. I mean, last week we had a tight end sweep at the 1 yard line. This time you ran CeeDee Lamb on a jet sweep to an area with no blockers. What the hell are you thinking, Mike McCarthy?
Yeah, I don't know. Mike McCarthy's play calling thus far, especially in the red zone, has been less than be desired. But they've got to figure out the red zone. I mean, Brandon Aubrey's doing everything he possibly can to keep this football team in the game. But and then they don't kick a field goal. They go for it on fourth down. I'm not sure that I'm all that upset by that because they needed to get something going. But, Jason, this team is just if that defense, and I tweeted about this yesterday, if the defense stumbles, you can forget about it because the offense is not good enough to carry that team anymore. It's just not.
This offense isn't. And it is an offense designed to score 30 points a game. And maybe once they figure out, I don't know, some sort of rhythm with Mike McCarthy and the play calling, but it was a really disappointing game that the offense wasn't complementary to the defense. The first two games, the defense was lights out. The offense was complementary. You kick field goals, and that makes sense. Yesterday, the defense wasn't there for whatever reason. So the offense, go make something happen. You saw no separation from those great defensive backs that Arizona has.
Yeah, who
right?
knew?
Who are those guys?
Who knew?
I mean, exactly. I mean, that's what I mean. Who are those guys where nobody could get open?
It's amazing.
I mean, scramble drills and nobody could get separation anywhere. You get down into the red zone, which, and I know you're not a fan of Dalton Schultz, but the guy was money in the red zone as a security blanket. He could get open. The Cowboy tight ends, they can't. This current group, they can't yet anyway, because I still, I mean, I like Ferguson, but he's not getting open. Are they missing that pound the middle running back in short yardage situations? Zeke, strong on goal line, had a bunch of touchdowns. Are they afraid to run the ball in that area with what they have, which is why they try to get cute?
I don't know why. Because Tony Pollard yesterday, of all the three games, I thought he pounded the football. He was finishing runs, and he was playing physical. And I'm not sure why in the world they don't hand that young man the football. Give him the football. I mean, I don't get it. If you're first and goal at the 5, why are you not running that ball 3 times?
Late, it was like, what are you doing? It just, even the plays that were called just made no sense whatsoever. And I realized with 3 backup offensive linemen in there, did that affect the way Mike McCarthy was calling plays? Was he trying to call plays that those guys, A, know, and B, he thinks they could block up? But there were so many plays down there in the red zone, they were just head scratching with what they were running. And then get open. Hey, CeeDee Lamb, don't let the referee bail you out. Don't wait for the flag.
He tried.
Make a play on a ball.
Make a play.
No, I thought the one on Michael Gallup should have been pass interference. I don't know. I mean,
Gallup was the best receiver on the field yesterday for the Cowboys.
And what does that tell you? He's been on a milk cart in the first 2 weeks. I mean, all the way around, it was just a bad game. But the red zone issues, Mike McCarthy, are something you've got to figure out.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're not executing, obviously, the way we like to. I got to do a better job, obviously. That starts with me. They were playing us really, really, high in coverage. So that's why, we were committing to the run, which, I felt, a lot of times we had to go length of the field. We backed off in some sharp plays and everything. But, yeah, we need to do a better job in red zone.
I would say.
Captain Obvious. I mean, 1-5 in the red zone, 0-2 in goal-to-goal situations. You're an NFL team. You're the high-scoring Dallas Cowboys, right? Get open in the end zone. And again, Dak has to make better throws. And I said I'm not going to defend Dak, but did he miss any open guys in the end zone? No, those guys were so well covered. Now, that interception was stupid. I don't know what the hell he was thinking there. I mean, There was 3 red jerseys there. As soon as it left his hand, I'm screaming at my TV, words I can't say on the radio right now. And that was like that interception. I don't know what it was like in your living room, but that was in slow motion. I mean, I said the alphabet backwards 3 times before it got intercepted.
And there, I don't even know who he was throwing to. There were more red jerseys around where he threw the football than others. Look,
the red zone, Dak isn't thrown to the guys in red.
I'm not going to criticize Prescott for an interception. Quarterback's going to throw interceptions. That was a dumb one. That was all on him. Nobody can say that went off a receiver's hands.
No.
And that was Dak's fault. However, it's going to happen. He's going to throw more.
That was a bad read all the way around.
Dak, and I don't know, and maybe this is the Mike McCarthy offense, but Dak Prescott at times yesterday to me seemed confused. He seems confused. He seems, and I'm not comparing the two, but when you watch Zach Wilson for the New York Jets, the guy looks like he doesn't have a clue as to what he's doing. There were times yesterday that Dak Prescott looked just like that.
There were, and there was a time where Dak Prescott went over to the sideline, and Mike McCarthy clearly barked something at him, and Dak's response. And I don't know if there was communication issues on the play, because isn't this offense now where they are supposed to have whatever communication at the line of scrimmage? Now, again, 3 offensive linemen out. Tyler Biadasz is the guy calling the signals. He's not there. Was Hoffman calling it right? I don't know. But you're right. It feels like the play calls, there was some confusion and maybe some plays that Dak didn't like, where maybe probably should have darted a ball like Aaron Rodgers would have for Mike McCarthy. But they didn't, just all of it. It felt off the entire game. They never got on track, but the run game was good. And then they go away from it in the red zone. Tony Pollard ran well. Rico Dowdle ran well. CeeDee Lamb, get open. The tight ends, get open. Brandon Cooks, get open. Scramble drills. There were times where Dak Prescott was scrambling, keeping plays alive, and still nowhere to go with the ball downfield.
Yeah, it's confusing. The other thing that's glaring is the 13 penalties for 100 yards. That's going back 2 years, isn't it? I thought they had that
3 years.
Yeah, I thought they had that figured out. That was a real issue yesterday too. Look, the Cowboys, stat-wise, you look at just the stats and you didn't know the final score, you feel the Cowboys won that football game. But they can't get it done. You can move the ball up and down the field all you want to, and if you're settling for 3 every time, it doesn't matter who you're playing. You're going to get beat more times than not.
You look at stats. 9 of 16 on third down to 5 of 10 on third down. Cowboys -16. Total net yards 416 to 400. Rushing yards 188 to 222. Passing yards 249 to 189. Time of possession, Cowboys 34-33. The Cardinals 25-27. But in the red zone, the Cowboys were 1-5. The Cardinals were 2-2. And those were 2 touchdowns. Penalties, 13 for 107. And that's 13 accepted. That was 13 accepted penalties. I thought the discipline part of it was taken care of. And I don't give a damn that Mike McCarthy, we told our guys about this crew and, we're playing the refs and the Cardinals. Shut up.
Wait a minute. He said that?
Yeah.
I didn't hear that.
Oh, you didn't hear that?
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, do we have that, James Pledger? We have that. We'll hear it coming up.
Oh, wow.
We'll take your phone calls as well. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. I was really wishing today was our golf tournament, because our golf tournament's next Monday. Because after the game yesterday, you felt like you needed to go hit something, go hit a little white ball, go have some good cold drinks, have some fun out on a golf course. Hopefully next Monday, we're talking about a win over New England and not a second straight loss. But next Monday is our golf tournament. We are down to a handful of teams for you to get signed up. Get your foursome together, sasportstar.com, because we're playing golf next Monday out at Olympia Hills.
Looking forward to that. Hey, I want to just tell you something. If you've been accused of a crime, or you think you might be, or whatever, you just want to keep a number handy, here's what I want to tell you. The LaHood Norton Law Group. All right, you need to keep this phone number handy, 210-797-7700. The LaHood Norton Law Group is made up of former prosecutors turned criminal defense attorneys, and they can help you stay a step ahead of your legal program. In fact, they know both sides of the criminal justice system. They handle all criminal cases, state or federal. The LaHood Norton Law Group, honest, aggressive, trusting, expert, and fearless representation. In fact, I've known Nico LaHood for years, about 20 years to be exact. And if you're in trouble and you got this guy on your side, he will bust his behind to make sure that you are treated fairly and taken care of. The LaHood Norton Law Group. They are the people you call if you need legal help. 210-797-7700. That's 210-797-7700. The sooner you make the call after you've been accused, the better. Again, that phone number, 210-797-7700, or you can get them online at lahoodnorton.com.
San Antonio is one of my homes away from home.
It's the Jim Rome Show.
It is great to be home. And I said home.
Weekdays at noon on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Do you love wings but think they're not spicy enough? Well, Twin Peaks is launching a new wing sauce that is just for you, you hot little devil. Have your wings sauced and tossed in the new hottest sauce. That's the hottest wing sauce yet. Can you handle the heat? Twin Peaks eats, drinks, and those scenic views.
Football season is back, and there's no easier way for you to get in on the action than with Underdog Fantasy and their great pick'em game. Jason Minix here from the Blitz. I love playing the pick'em game because you can win real money. It is a fantasy game, but the cash is real, and it's legal in Texas. Pick between 2 and 5 players, whether they are going to go higher or lower on their stats, and you could win up to 20 times your money on a single entry by going 5 for 5. Go to their easy-to-use mobile app or UnderdogFantasy.com. Use my promo code STAR, and Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. Plus, new customers will have a mystery special pick live in their pick'em lobby. That's Underdog Fantasy. Use promo code STAR, and your first deposit up to $100 will be doubled. Plus, your special pick in the pick'em lobby. Must be 18 or over, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or go to ncpgambling.org. Go download the app or go to UnderdogFantasy.com.
Now is the best time to buy a Connecticut water softener. With current models being closed out to make way for the new ones, you can save big. Call Connecticut at 656-PURE and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you. That's 656-PURE.
Are you playing in our Fall Golf Classic? We're expecting another sold-out tournament. Join the Blitz live at Slackers this Thursday to win your way in. We're going live at 2, and our Golden Tee tournament starts at 6. And the champ is winning a team of 4 to our Fall Golf Classic. It's this Thursday at Slackers Sports and Arcade Bar, the North Star location, for your chance to win a team of 4 to our Fall Golf Classic and a 4-pack to the WWE SmackDown this Thursday.
Most of us go to the doctor when we're sick or need prescriptions refilled. But at the Institute for Functional Health, we offer a different and complete version of primary care. This means you will get the medications you need, but we will also put together a custom game plan to fix the root cause and allow your body to heal itself. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, and we help people get off of medications. Call me for a free consultation, 468-1891, or online at iffhealth.com. You will experience a doctor's visit unlike any you've ever had. 468-1891.
Smoker's Paradise, your premium smoke shop. Vaporizers, disposable e-cigarettes, hookah accessories, water pipes, cigars, and more. Now with 15 area locations, including the newest location at South Cross and Highway 37. Visit smokersparadise.com. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Before you fire up that grill, make sure you get into Tri-County Meat Market. Hi, Jason Minix here. Tri-County Meat Market has everything you need. If you're thinking steaks, you want some chicken, some poppers, beef ribs, pork ribs, brisket, picanha, tri-tip. They've got it all at Tri-County Meat Market. Take advantage of their Pick 5 for $25, and Tri-County always offers a 10% discount for military and first responders. Tri-County Meat Market, 2 locations on Ralph Fair Road and on Heebner, or online at tricountymeat.com.
Nobody brings you more value in fine jewelry than Diamonds Direct, and they're proving it again by rolling back interest rates to 0%. But you need to hurry. Now through Sunday only, you can make any purchase and spread your payments over 5 years with an unheard of interest rate of 0.0%. A $6,000 ring is just $100 a month. But hurry, this radical offer ends Sunday at 5 p.m. Don't miss this once-a-year blockbuster deal. Hurry, 5 years, 0 interest financing. Get details and more at DiamondsDirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion. Approved credit.
The San Antonio Quarterback Club is celebrating their 76th year. If you love football, come to the San Antonio Quarterback Club meetings every Tuesday at 11 at the Corey Golf Club. The San Antonio Quarterback Club is a proud supporter of Gridiron Heroes Spinal Cord Injury Foundation, and this week's guest speaker is David Wetzel. The former Reagan head coach, now associate AD for football relations at Baylor, is going to be speaking Tuesday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Corey Golf Club. For more info, go to saqbclub.com.
Smoky Mo's Texas Barbecue is the best barbecue in San Antonio. Tailgating or game watching? Build your own barbecue group pack with sliced brisket, turkey, pork loin, or meats of your choice, and all the classic barbecue sides. And let Smoky Mo's take care of the food while you cheer for the team. Early kickoff? Make everyone happy with Smoky Mo's breakfast taco boxes for a crowd. This season, we'd love to see you at our 7 Smoky Mo's locations, or order for pickup or delivery at SmokyMo'sBBQ.com.
It's the Mike McCarthy Show every Friday morning at 6:45 and 9 with R&R in the morning.
Do you like a certain amount of chaos?
Conflict is good.
Yeah.
Yes, I guess I do. I like healthy chaos. I don't like the BS.
A look at the Cowboys' upcoming game presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Tuesday on R&R in the morning, we will be joined by Fort Worth Star-Telegram's Clarence Hill to talk about what happened in Arizona, what went right, what went wrong. We'll hear from Jerry Jones in the 9 o'clock hour, and we'll react to both Monday night football games. That's right, 2 Monday night football games tonight for the second week in a row. Now back to the Blitz. Jake Ferguson? More like Joe Ferguson. That tight end room is looking scarce, my friend.
Wow.
Wow.
But you planted your flag on a kicker, too, so you got 1 of 2.
No, Jay, I'm not giving up on Jake Ferguson. What has Dalton Schultz done with the Texans? Anything? He's on a milk carton in Houston somewhere.
Is he really?
Isn't he?
I don't know. All right, can I hear the C.J. Stroud audio about come on, Pledge, you don't have C.J. Stroud ready to go? It tells you everything that Dalton Schultz has been awful in Houston in the stats. But there is
please.
Pull up the CJ Stroud cut.
One catch for 9 freaking yards yesterday. They scored 37 points.
Yeah, they did. All right. Well, Pledge isn't ready for the Texans, so we'll move on. They got to win yesterday.
Dude, please. Jake Ferguson had 5 catches for 50 yards yesterday.
He did. But where you need that guy in the red zone,
it's just Ferguson's. He's the only guy you need in the red zone.
Well, wait a minute.
He's the only one?
Hold on. Well, you're getting awful defensive with your guy.
I'm just saying. The guy played well.
You're getting awful defensive.
The guy played well. I didn't know he's the only guy in the red zone that could score. Wow. So I guess Michael Gallup, CD Lamb, none of those guys are supposed to score in the red zone.
We've talked about all of them, but boy, you get defensive with the one you want to defend.
I tell you
they were all bad yesterday. Never mind, Pledge. I don't want CJ Stroud anymore. You missed the opportunity. Delay a game, Texan
cow.
fan. You look at that. CJ Stroud was very complimentary of Dalton Schultz and helping him become a pro. You look at the game yesterday for the Dallas Cowboys. And Rudy is on to something there. The tight end room, that especially Luke whatever, right? In Ferguson, they haven't been that security blanket that has been a staple of the Cowboys offense going back a gazillion years.
I'm going to disagree with that. The man caught 5 balls yesterday. He had 7 targets. He caught 5 of them. I don't know. What are the stats you're looking for?
Well, I think it's a little bit more. All of it. In the red zone, especially in the red zone, where the Cowboys tight end gets open. You get mismatches against a linebacker that you have to beat. And that is something that Dalton Schultz did. You go back, obviously, Jason Witten is a Hall of Famer, but he did. We haven't seen that from Ferguson, from Hendershot, from Schoonmaker. I mean, Ferguson is the guy. I know they'd used the second-round pick on Schoonmaker.
Wasted pick.
It certainly feels that way at this point. And again, I'm not completely out, but yesterday was a collective crap by the Cowboys offense. The running back room, you wonder, do they not trust those guys in short yardage situations that they don't give them the ball up the middle? Is that where you're missing that bigger back?
I don't
Zeke
get
is
it.
gone, a Leonard Fournette. I'm with you.
Pollard can do it. He showed yesterday he can bang.
Yeah.
I don't know why they did it. Guy carries it 23 times, 122 yards yesterday. I mean, he's your guy. If he's your guy, let him be your guy.
Well, and the other part of it, and I do think, is it a trust issue with Mike McCarthy? Is it a trust issue that Dak is going to do the right thing with the ball?
There's his problem then, if that's the case.
Well, I think it's a lack of, which is why they're trying all that cute stuff.
Well, I get it.
Down there. Or do they not trust a Tony Pollard between the tackles? And again, I don't get that. But why aren't they having designed run plays for Dak Prescott? Let's go back to what we saw in Oxnard. When Dak Prescott was on the blitz, I asked him point blank, I'm seeing you run the ball more out here in Oxnard. Is that going to be a part of the offense? He said, yes. We haven't seen it. Down near the goal line, run a boot with a RPO. I mean, something. We haven't seen any of it. The creativity of the offensive play calling is garbage in the red zone the last
Kellen
two
Moore.
games.
I miss Kellen Moore.
Oh, good Lord.
Don't you? I do. I miss him. Watching the Chargers yesterday and seeing the I don't know, the imagination that they have and the play calling, it was all fantastic. And they don't have a defense. Can you imagine Kellen Moore running this offense and with the defense that the Cowboys have? They might go 17-0.
Oh, stop.
Dude, I'm telling.
I mean, you're trying to be Rudy J and just troll
No,
at this
I'm
point.
not. I'm not.
You really
I'm being
are.
a little sarcastic at this point. But look, something's got to. And everybody, we all overreact to every game the Cowboys play. It's what we do. But seeing what we saw yesterday is concerning. Seeing what we saw last week in the red zone is concerning. And maybe that happens. They've played 3 ball games. I get it. But, I mean, it's concerning. And the depth on the offensive line, although the offensive line didn't play badly yesterday, that's a concern.
Now, I will say this about the offensive line. They looked okay to me. I don't know, honestly, if they played well or not. And the coaches aren't going to be honest with us, the fans and the media. But it didn't look like there were glaring mistakes. You know, there was a game in Atlanta a couple years ago that the Cowboys had a backup offensive lineman that gave up 6 sacks. Doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that guy sucked that afternoon. He got a dude paid for Atlanta. I didn't see those glaring mistakes. We saw a lot of penalties.
Mm-hmm.
We saw a lot of pre-snap penalties.
Yep.
Terrence Steele had a couple of them. That's a problem for the Cowboys. But I can't blame the backup offensive lineman. From my vantage point in my living room, I thought they played pretty well.
Not bad. Not bad. I mean, there were times where Dak was running for his life, but no, I think they played pretty well.
But was he running for his life because the protection didn't hold up or because nobody got open downfield?
Well, it's obviously a Hall of Fame defensive secondary for the Cardinals.
Every one of those guys get a gold jacket.
Holy cow.
I mean, I couldn't tell you who any of them are because Budda Baker's on the sidelines, the only one I know.
Just
I mean,
yesterday.
the other guy was a scrap from Philadelphia. There's, well, you know, the system, come on, we'll give you a job. I mean, honestly, it was that bad. But you go back to the officials and the mindset of this game, right? When you look at the Cowboys didn't look like they had the right look, the right energy right as that game was starting. At least that's what I felt watching it. Then afterwards, Mike McCarthy said he warned his team that those officials call a game a little differently than any other crew.
You know, we do a breakdown of, of every official group. And I told the team last night, you're going to be frustrated. Just certain crews, call it differently than others. And so, we knew that coming in here and that held very true in the first half. So we knew there were, that's just the history. It's part of the game. I mean, everything's evaluated. Everything's part of your preparation, and we got to be better.
So I guess the Cardinals studied that officiating crew a little bit better than the Cowboys because for the Cowboys, I mean, it was obviously the officiating crew, and they don't like the Dallas Cowboys, obviously. Clearly they don't. And I mean, between that statement right there and the Micah Parsons statement about playing down to the competition, you talk about some whiny baby, crybaby losers. It's exactly what the Cowboys are turning into
they
after
can't beat
this
the
game.
Cardinals and the refs in the same game.
Well, I tell you, obviously not.
I mean,
and then that Hall of Fame secondary the Cardinals have, they were just too rough, covering them too close.
I mean,
we're the Dallas Cowboys. We wear a star in our helmet.
Yeah. I mean, don't you know the rules?
Jeez.
I mean,
what a couple of crybabies. And I love both of those guys, obviously. But what a couple of crybabies.
Dude,
stop it.
We give Dak Prescott crap for being robotic. He always says all the right things, and I'm tired of hearing it, right? I really am. Micah Parsons, I appreciate the honesty, but that was dumb to say.
It's disrespectful.
It was dumb to say we played down. Everything you said up until then, we played down. You didn't. I mean, there are a lot of different ways you could have said that with a similar meaning. Did the Dallas Cowboys play Dallas Cowboys football yesterday? And the answer to that through 3 games is no. Right now, every team has one of those games. That is true.
Sure.
I mean, you look around the league, and yesterday was an example of some really lopsided, weird football games. Right, and you have better teams that lose to inferior teams, if you will. I think Houston and Jacksonville, although I'm starting to wonder how good Jacksonville is.
I wonder that too.
But you see the Colts beating the Baltimore Ravens on the road.
Gardner Minshew, baby.
Minshew mania, babe. I mean, is Baltimore in there saying, "Oh, we played down to our competition"? No.
I haven't heard that.
No. I mean, so there are games where that's going to happen. I say it all the time. There's always a game they lose they have no business losing. You come out and you just stink up the joint. And I think part of it is they were reading all their headlines. You're looking at Arizona. We talked about this last week. I used the term trap game last week. Mike McCarthy last week, Friday, talked about Arizona is a scrappy football team, and they look like it. I don't know that the Cowboys had the right respect for their opponent going into the game, even though they said all the right things. Mike McCarthy did, Dak Prescott did going into the game, but they showed up looking like all they needed to do was show up and get a win.
When you see teams like Kansas City playing Chicago and they roll them, then you see teams like Miami playing the circus that is the Denver Broncos and they roll them. And then you see the Cowboys playing Arizona, a team that they should roll, and they don't. And that's the difference between championship teams and those that lose in the first round of the playoffs.
You know, in following a loss, how do you argue that? Because although every year, I mean, there's only been one undefeated team. Every year, a championship team loses a game. And sometimes they're head scratchers. Like, how in the hell did that happen? And that's one of the beauties of the NFL. On Friday, we talked about it being an underwhelming schedule. But you kind of figured, but it's the NFL. We're not going to have a bunch of blowouts. Well, we ended up with a bunch of blowouts. Although but there were some good games. I mean, like are the Browns 27-3 better than your Titans?
I have no idea what the Titans are. I'll be honest with you.
Are the Lions
I have no clue.
20-6 better than the Falcons?
Yes, I think they are. Yes, I do.
Are the Bills 37-3?
Yes.
Over the Commanders, who turned the ball over 65 times in that game?
I think so. Now, maybe not 37-3, especially at home. When we're talking about, Kansas City was at home, Miami was at home. Okay, still 70 points. And it could have been 80, I think, if they wanted it to be.
They could still be scoring. I mean, the Chiefs at least let off the gas against the Chicago Bears in front of Taylor Swift.
Well, I think Mahomes went out in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that was almost like a bad high school game.
Yeah, it was terrible.
I mean, that was, steal against pick a team, right?
I'll tell you, the bad football was New England and the Jets on both sides.
And sorry, Dan Orlovsky, you're not off the hook.
Yeah, both teams were That was bad football. And I watched a lot of that game because I was stupid enough to actually have the Jets in a yeah. Thinking surely this kid's not as bad as everybody says. Well, he is. He's horrible.
It's the NFL. For the Dallas Cowboys to bounce back, and they get New England this week.
At home.
A New England team that's going to try to run the football with I would assume, pretty motivated Ezekiel Elliott in his return.
Yeah.
And the Cowboys' run defense yesterday is awful being too kind?
I think so.
Especially in the first half.
180 yards on the ground.
I mean, they gave up more rushing yardage in the first half than they had all season.
Yeah.
Against the Cardinals.
The Cardinals, yeah.
The Cardinals.
Although James Conner is a good running back.
There are some good players over there.
Yeah.
Like I said, they're scrappy. So we ask you today, who do you blame? Was it the play calling? Was it the defense? Or are you going to go for the low-hanging fruit and say Dak Prescott? 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Paul, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Hey, guys, what's going on? Thanks for having me. Really quickly, Minnick, I'm a diehard Cowboys fan just as you are, but you keep saying I can't defend Dak. I can't defend Dak, but yet you turn around and defend Dak. Yesterday, yes, I get it. The 13, the penalties, the lack of run defense, missed calls, whatnot, I get it. Thing is, at the end of the day, they had the opportunity to score a touchdown, 2-point conversion, and give them a chance. Regardless of everything that happened, they still had the opportunity. Dak threw the freaking interception, and the opportunity went out the window. That is on Dak.
That is. Yep, you're right. That is on Dak threw an interception. Nobody's trying to defend that. That's exactly what I said earlier. I mean, but when you look at Dak Prescott's game yesterday, he still threw for 249 yards. He kept some plays alive. Nobody was open all afternoon. That's what I mean. There are games where you look at Dak and he's just missing wildly, and you put that on Dak. I can't put this one on Dak, right?
I will quote the great Tony Romo yesterday because, again, I watched that horror show that was the Patriots-Jets.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Romo was there. And he said the difference between Zach Wilson and Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers will throw those guys open.
Mm-hmm.
Zach Wilson doesn't know how to do that. Dak Prescott doesn't either. I will submit. And he's been in the league 8 years. He doesn't know how to do it either. If they're not wide open, he can't throw them open. That's on Dak.
That is on Dak. That is on Dak. And a couple of years ago, Dak was trying to throw guys open and got intercepted left and right. And so now he's not doing that.
Is he afraid?
I think he's been coached out of it.
Wow.
Honestly, I think he's been coached out of it. These are the routes. You listen to Mike McCarthy all offseason. What did Mike McCarthy say? We're timing up the routes with the drops. It's all about timing. It's not about throwing guys open. It's about everybody being on the same schedule. And if they're not on the same schedule, they're not on the same page, you don't throw it. Now, there are times, and I'm not going to, where you do see Dak force a ball in there, get a ball in there. And, when he's there, like that one to Brandon Cooks on that third down. I mean, that was Dak throwing Brandon Cooks open.
Mm-hmm. Okay, one. Here's the problem too, and apparently this guy's untouchable. I don't know. Where's the criticism for Dan Quinn? Where's his criticism? We're blaming McCarthy. We're blaming Dak. We're blaming everybody but Dan. Where's the criticism for Dan Quinn for not having that defense ready to play?
Or making the adjustments to the run. I think bitching about the defense is bitching about Dan Quinn without saying Dan Quinn.
Well, I think we should say Dan Quinn because we mentioned McCarthy and everybody else by name. Dan Quinn, you were a loser yesterday too.
Dan Quinn was awful. Dan Quinn was awful. Hey, Martin, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Hey, man, where's Mozzie Smith at? Is he going to become a boss also?
That is a great question when you talk about a guy that was drafted to be your run stopper. Dumb question. Did Mozzie Smith even play yesterday?
I don't know.
I mean, he certainly wasn't noticeable if he did play. Let me look at the
He didn't start. I know that for sure. Hankinson played the majority of that game.
Mozzie Smith played 12 snaps yesterday.
Okay. Well, obviously that didn't help. Was it in the first or the second half? Do we know?
It's just a play sheet.
All right.
I don't know. Yeah, he kind of felt MIA. but they all did. Although, I mean, Mozzie, as a rookie coming in, expectations are what they are.
That's okay, Cowboy fan.
And Hankins.
We're gonna, the Cowboys, they were Super Bowl champions, I don't know, 2 days ago. They'll beat New England. They'll be Super Bowl champs again.
Oh, that's it. It's a long season, man.
All I know is what I saw yesterday, and I want to see if this changes as we move forward in the season. If the defense doesn't get it done, Cowboys are going to lose. It's just that simple.
It really is. That's simple.
It is. Dak Prescott is not a guy that is going to rally your team back. And again, I will say it again. Isn't it time? I mean, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Been doing it now for 8 years.
Look around the NFL. I mean, there are stud quarterbacks just growing on trees and so many to choose from.
Well,
the Cowboys look like they've changed their philosophy to complement the quarterback that they have, and they've invested wildly on the defensive side.
They could probably get Zach Wilson if they wanted to, real quick.
Nobody
for a draft pick.
Nobody wants Zach Wilson. And the Jets fans would love to have a Dak Prescott.
Would they?
You would love to have a chance to play in our golf tournament for free. The Blitz is going to be live this Thursday out at Slackers. Your way into the tournament is in a Golden Tee tournament. We're going live at 2. Golden Tee tournament will start at 6. And the champ is winning a team of 4 in our Fall Golf Classic that is coming up on Monday. So make sure if you're a Golden Tee type that you're out at Slackers this weekend. The Slackers North Star location there on Rector Road. More Cowboy talk. And I don't know if you guys saw this over the weekend. Taylor Swift was at an NFL game.
I didn't notice.
We'll give you the details next on the Blitz.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. This Sunday, it's the Cowboys and Patriots at 2:30 p.m.
Micah Parsons is on the ball.
And he's still alive.
He's still running. He's still moving with the ball to the 10, to the 5, to the goal line.
Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chunkla, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, 988 provides 24/7 compassionate support and connection to trained counselors. When you call, text, or chat 988, you'll be quickly connected to trained counselors who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and connect you to additional resources if needed. There is hope. The Lifeline works. You are not alone. For 24/7 support, just call, text, or chat 988.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Get a great deal on select Kubota equipment, the #1 rated tractor brand for durability and owner experience in the U.S. The versatile lineup is built to help you make the most of your land. Right now at participating dealers, get a Kubota compact tractor for 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months, plus save up to $800 on qualifying implements. Now through September 30th. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com/disclaimers for full disclaimer.
From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas, for 75 years, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-583-5795. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. there is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-583-5795. That's 800-583-5795. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you're always looking for ways to position your operation to create opportunities and move on them faster. With Bank of America, you get access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter. Locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2023 Bank of America, N.A.
Exergen thermometers are the smart choice when selecting a thermometer. With children back at school, keeping them healthy is important. Got a fever? Stay home. To detect fever accurately at home, you need a clinically accurate, fast, and non-invasive thermometer. The Exergen thermometer is backed by over 100 clinical studies. Accuracy matters. Be smart and safe. Measure accurately with Exergen thermometers. Available at Walmart and other participating retailers. Learn more at Exergen.com.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Don't let pain keep you from doing the things you love. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. At Arasti, we fix pain fast. Whether you've been living with chronic and nagging pain for years, or if you've recently experienced an injury, our goal is to get you out of pain as quickly as possible. Arasti is completely natural and non-invasive. Plus, Arasti accepts most insurance plans. There's a location near you. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Are you playing in our Fall Golf Classic? We're expecting another sold-out tournament. Join the Blitz live at Slackers this Thursday to win your way in. We're going live at 2, and our Golden Tee tournament starts at 6. And the champ is winning a team of 4 to our Fall Golf Classic. It's this Thursday at Slackers Sports and Arcade Bar, the North Star location, for your chance to win a team of 4 to our Fall Golf Classic and a 4-pack to the WWE SmackDown this Thursday.
Football season is back, and there's no easier way for you to get in on the action than with Underdog Fantasy and their great pick'em game. Jason Minix here from the Blitz. I love playing the pick'em game because you can win real money. It is a fantasy game, but the cash is real, and it's legal in Texas. Pick between 2 and 5 players, whether they are going to go higher or lower on their stats, and you could win up to 20 times your money on a single entry by going 5 for 5. Go to their easy-to-use mobile app or UnderdogFantasy.com. Use my promo code STAR, and Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. Plus, new customers will have a mystery special pick live in their pick'em lobby. That's Underdog Fantasy. Use promo code STAR, and your first deposit up to $100 will be doubled. Plus, your special pick in the pick'em lobby. Must be 18 or over, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or go to ncpgambling.org. Go download the app or go to UnderdogFantasy.com.
KTFM Floresville. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, your home for the Blitz. 2 to 6 on YouTube and always at sasportsstar.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
The best thing that happened to the Houston Texans organization was us beating the Indianapolis Colts last year, the last game of the season. So, Seven's the guy, man. We rock behind him at all times.
Texans tight end Brevin Jordan happy that the Texans got the number 2 pick and not the number 1 pick. C.J. Stroud has led the Texans. Well, he led them to a rout of the Jaguars. DeMeco Ryans gets his first win as a head coach. The Blitz continues on now.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the 3rd time in 7 seasons.
The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. A Monday after the Cowboys lose to the Cardinals. A Monday in which both you and I did a little yard bird yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I barbecued some drumsticks and some wings. You did a beer can chicken because, why not? If you did some grilling over the weekend, you took photos of what was on your grill. Make sure you upload those great meat photos to sasportstar.com, the Grilling with the Blitz page, because every Thursday we judge meat and give away a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market.
I've been wanting to do a beer can chicken for a long time, and when I first got the Traeger, my wife Maggie bought me like a beer can chicken thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Where you just
setup.
Yeah, the whole setup.
Yeah.
And I had never done it. And so
easy, huh?
Really easy.
And so good.
But really good.
And so good.
Yeah. Very tender, very, very, very good.
And what's great is, by I don't know, Thursday you're going to be so sick of chicken dishes because of all the leftovers you're going to have.
Maggie already, kind of ripped it all up. The rest of it last time, made a big pot of tortilla soup.
Well, that's good. You're going to have probably, I don't know, chicken a la king and chicken salad sandwiches and chicken this and chicken that.
It's okay.
It was great when my niece was living with us because you could do a beer can chicken because every Sunday I'd always grill up some chicken stuff for her anyway for her meal prep.
Yeah.
Now that she's not living with us, it's just leftover after leftover. And then, at the end of the week, you throw away so much food. Or if you remember to bring it to James Pledger, which is
I could do that.
Kind of the same.
I could do that. I don't know what we have left, quite frankly, but because I think I ate about half of that chicken last night.
It's good. And see, I've got leftovers from yesterday. I didn't bring the pledge.
Wow.
Well, partly because our wives are going to Pink tonight, and I'm on my own for dinner.
Exactly.
And unless you and I end up somewhere, I'm on my own for dinner. And so
I understand I'm not getting leftovers every time y'all cook.
So you say that, James Pledger.
But he's got this puppy dog look on his face.
Right? And anybody that has a dog that begs at the table and then at one point starts to whine, but they give you the look. But if you don't throw something down there, they're mad at you and go pee on the carpet. That is James Pledger.
Exactly right.
That really is James Pledger.
My dogs like the chicken too, by the way.
I bet. Because you threw some down. You gave it to the dogs and not Pledge.
Well, no, but they had some. Mm-hmm. They enjoyed the feast. It was good, and like I say, it was so easy. You put it on, you didn't have to really do anything else to it. So
beer can chickens.
It was good.
It is fun. Let's do the headline blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's headline blitz. Two guys, two opinions, never enough time.
The Pittsburgh Steelers got a nice win last night in Las Vegas. They got Houston this week. And they're going to be delayed in their planning because they still haven't made their way back to Pittsburgh yet. I guess they spent the night in Vegas instead of flying after the game. A lot of times, teams will fly out at midnight or whatever, and they get home at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
I guess, hey, man, let's go celebrate in Vegas. We're going to wake up early, and we're going to fly out. They had plane issues and had to make an emergency landing in Kansas City.
They did, and they didn't want to land in Kansas City. That's not a good place for them. Kansas City.
Dude, if my plane is having emergencies, I don't care where I land as long as I land.
Apparently, it was just a minor issue with one of the engines.
Yeah, it's like minor surgery. It's on somebody else.
So, but they'll be just fine. And you got to wonder with the Texans offensive line issues that they have. Boy, that Pittsburgh Steelers defensive line is just something else.
Mm-hmm. I think Mike Tomlin just wanted to stop in Kansas City. One, to try to get some barbecue over at Joe's, and two, to see if Taylor Swift was still in town. Because Taylor Swift was in Kansas City yesterday.
She was?
I don't know if you realize this watching games.
I didn't notice.
But Taylor Swift was at an NFL game, and she said a bad word on television.
Oh. What'd she say?
She LFG.
LFG.
I mean, she's got Tom Brady's LFG down. You know what, though, to be honest, I thought that was cool.
What? That she's at the game?
That
or that they're showing her after every play.
Dude, Taylor Swift is at an NFL game.
I don't care.
Taylor Swift is dating Travis Kelce.
Well,
although, I mean, when they were walking out, they weren't holding hands. So I don't know. Was this just
maybe
a publicity
it got
stunt?
to that point yet? But they're working on it. She's sitting up there with his mother.
That's it. I mean, you're sitting with my mom. I'm holding your hand. I mean, she's met the family.
Look, I'm happy Taylor Swift was there. I know all the Swifties are happy Taylor Swift was there. But quite frankly, no matter what game you were watching, the highlight for the Chiefs started with a shot of Taylor Swift. I'm a Swiftie.
Do you know what Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce means to the NFL world?
Tell me, Jason.
I mean, in all honesty, one, the star power there. The power is there. The top 10 most famous people right now in the entertainment world on the planet, Taylor Swift is probably in that conversation.
She's got to be, yeah.
I mean, she's right up there.
I would say yes.
Her love life has spawned gazillions of albums. Have you watched the Kelce doc on Amazon Prime?
I haven't.
Did you know there was a Kelce doc?
I did not.
Is
that a Travis Kelce only? Or?
Well, no, it's more about his brother, which is a little bit more disappointing. But I was kind of happy for his mom because she's a big part of this, sitting up there with Taylor Swift. But you could see those two, and I know Aaron Andrews on the field. I mean, Aaron Andrews has that ladies line of NFL clothing. If Swiftie is there, you know how much money Aaron Andrews is going to make with new clothes that are being bought. I think it's big. And apparently, according to Andy Reid, you have to credit Andy Reid for the romance between Travis and Taylor.
You know what? I've met her before. Adam, I set him up. I just leave you with it.
Well, when you beat a Chicago Bears team 100-0, you can joke and have fun with that.
Well, look, Patrick Mahomes felt the pressure. He knew he needed to get Travis Kelce a touchdown pass.
Do you realize how much pressure there was on you today from the Swifties to get Travis Kelce a touchdown with Taylor in the house today?
Yeah, I heard she was in the house.
Did you feel it? Did you feel the pressure, Patrick?
I felt a little bit of pressure. And so I knew I had to get it to Travis. And of course, it's on a route that Travis, he does his own thing and just makes up a route and I throw it to him. So I think he wanted to get in the end zone just as much as all the Swifties wanted him to.
Yeah, Travis is trying to score later.
Well, he's trying. She's already working on her new song.
Dude,
about Travis Kelce after they break up.
I mean, look, I think the title of the new song might have actually been written by Patriots head coach Bill Belichick.
Where do you fall on that? Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift, power couple in the NFL.
Travis Kelce's had a lot of big catches in his career. This would be the biggest.
Wow. That was really Bill Belichick?
That's Bill Belichick.
You sure it wasn't AI Bill Belichick?
No, that's really Bill, who is a Swiftie.
Holy
You remember he went to the Taylor Swift concert in Foxborough and talked about how amazing she was performing in the rain.
Look, I get it. I'm all for it.
It.
I just don't want to see it every damn time you see a Kansas City highlight. Oh, hey, Taylor Swift's in the box. I'm like,
exactly.
Jeez, every single time.
Why do you hate Young Love?
I don't, but
Come on.
Every single time. There's Taylor Swift.
You realize they were
she's happy
playing
now.
the Bears, and there was nothing else to watch. A Bears game that was so bad, the national game of the week, they turned it off at halftime. like the whole country was getting that game, and they turned it off at halftime with Taylor Swift sitting in the booth.
First of all, what idiot made the decision to make that the national game? I know you have the Chiefs, but you got the Bears there. So like the Chiefs playing, I don't know, Trinity? No offense to Trinity.
Wow, why do you hate Jeremy Urban?
I love Jeremy Urban.
That was bad.
Well, I couldn't think of anybody off the top of my.
All right, it was like the team
North American University,
like UIW, and what the hell is wrong with our Cardinals? How did they give up a field goal to that team?
Well, how'd they only score 63 points?
Not a good home opener. Not a good home opener. They won that game 63-3. How did they give up points to that team?
I have no idea.
That defensive coordinator should be
reprimanded.
reprimanded. He's going to get a sternly worded email from the alumni.
My goodness.
Mm-hmm. You know, they switched on for that Taylor Swift game. I mean, the Kansas City game.
It's a Taylor Swift
game. The rest
game.
of America could watch the Cardinals beat the Cowboys. Bad.
But Fox didn't have a lot of options, did
How
they?
about Miami hanging 70? Your boy Sean Payton's in a good mood. We'll hear from Joe's bestie Sean coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. You know, injuries do happen, and when they do, you can skip the ER and get straight to an Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, strains, conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday. They have on-site x-ray casting and bracing. Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, but best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. So if you're injured, get to an Ortho Now Injury Clinic. Learn more online at TSAOG.com. That's TSAOG.com.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. This Sunday, it's the Cowboys and Patriots at 2:30 p.m.
Micah Parsons is on the ball.
And he's still alive.
He's still running. He's still moving with the ball to the 10, to the 5, to the goal line.
Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chunkla, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
The San Antonio Quarterback Club is celebrating their 76th year. If you love football, come to the San Antonio Quarterback Club meetings every Tuesday at 11 at the Corey Golf Club. The San Antonio Quarterback Club is a proud supporter of Gridiron Hero Spinal Cord Injury Foundation, and this week's guest speaker is David Wetzel. The former Reagan head coach, now associate AD for football relations at Baylor, is going to be speaking Tuesday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Corey Golf Club. For more info, go to saqbclub.com.
Nobody brings you more value in fine jewelry than Diamonds Direct, and they're proving it again by rolling back interest rates to 0%. But you need to hurry. Now through Sunday only, you can make any purchase and spread your payments over 5 years with an unheard of interest rate of 0.0%. A $6,000 ring is just $100 a month. But hurry, this radical offer ends Sunday at 5 p.m. Don't miss this once-a-year blockbuster deal. Hurry, 5 years, zero interest financing. Get details and more at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion. Approved credit.
Exergen thermometers are a top choice of medical professionals at highly ranked hospitals across the U.S. With kids back at school, keeping them healthy is important. Make Exergen thermometer the chosen thermometer for your home or business to check for fever where accuracy matters. When measuring temperature at home and at work, use an Exergen thermometer to keep your family and colleagues safe. Available at Walgreens and other participating retailers. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you know that these days, generating growth is a challenge. By teaming with Bank of America, you'll not just stay ahead of the curve, you'll move it. With access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business. Learn more. Copyright 2023 Bank of America, N.A.
Federal criminal cases are much more complex than state cases. The court process is different. You have to have a lawyer with experience in federal law to navigate through it. If you have been accused of a federal crime or being investigated for one of the most important decisions you'll have to make is who will represent you in the process. The LaHood Norton Law Group has decades of experience dealing with federal investigations, federal trials, and achieving outstanding results for our clients. The sooner you contact our team, the sooner we can help. Call us at 210-797-7700.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
Find the brands, inspiration, and great value you need to own your style at Macy's VIP sale, going on now. Use your coupon or Macy's card and take an extra 30% off fall trends and updates, plus 15% off go-to beauty, skincare, and fragrances. Plus, shop specials and find great deals on top brands at Macy's VIP sale. Savings off regular sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
At Staples, you can count on every project being print perfect, guaranteed.
I need invitations and posters printed, and they have to be perfect.
I need beautifully bound booklets and presentations for my business.
Your invitations and booklets will be in captivating color and will be done right every time. That's Staples Print Big Promise. And right now at Staples, get $50 off your print purchase of $150 or more. Try Staples and see the difference. Ends 10/14. Exclusions apply. See associate or visit staples.com/print for details.
Check out the Jim Rome Show, weekdays at noon.
If you're San Antonio, there are benefits that come along with it. I will cut you to the front of the line. We're going to hike the return.
On 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jay Simonix. Wish we were there today, but on Wednesday, we're going to be live out at Texas Cheer Liquor, number 9 over there at Calabria Commons. Free samples, great specials, and a lot more. Texas Cheer Liquor Wednesday from 2 to 6. They're 1604 and Calabria. You really need to be there today after a weekend of the NFL. And look, Cowboys might have made you want to drink a little. At least you're not a fan of Denver. Now imagine, you grew up in Denver, right? And so you're probably a long-suffering fan of the Colorado Buffaloes. And Colorado's finally got the hype machine going. Everything's, and then they get just destroyed by Oregon.
Yeah.
We all saw that coming, or most of us did.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Because Oregon is that good, and, Colorado is
not.
Not yet, right?
No.
And so that wasn't a surprise. But could you imagine your teams over the weekend give up 150 points? You're a fan of the Buffaloes and a fan of the Broncos, and you give up 150.
That's not it. I mean, 70 points in an NFL game. That's just unheard of.
What surprises me is apparently that's the 4th time it's happened.
Well, and they could have set the record if they kick a field goal there instead of taking a knee at the end of the game.
And again, I think you've got to go back to stone tablets to find the record. They couldn't have set the record. They could have tied the record to 73. But the 1946 whatevers were able to get. You had 10 touchdowns. You had backups in the game. Dude, Devon A-Chain did squat the first 2 games, and he scored 4 touchdowns yesterday. He had a career in one afternoon against the Broncos.
I think they had 2 running backs over 150 yards.
Yeah.
You know what? Out of all of the stuff that happened yesterday, that put a big old fat smile on my face. Listening to Sean Payton just be a grumpy old ass on the podium.
Sean Payton, after your team got beat, hang on, I want to get the final score correct. 70-20. And you can't blame Russ for all of it because they did score 20 points. You gave up 70 points in an NFL game.
I know that you said it's embarrassing, but this is kind of an historic game.
I'm more.
3rd time the team has scored 70 points over 7.
What's the question?
I mean,
what's the question?
How do you feel about it?
I just finished telling you.
Historically embarrassing.
Next question.
Next question. Next question.
What a donkey that guy is.
Next question.
So aren't you, Cowboy fans, going to be your next head coach?
No.
Yeah, of course. That's what everybody wanted. Oh, we need Sean Payton. He's a quarterback whisperer. He's the greatest coach in the history of greatest coaches.
He should have held out for the Chargers job.
Holy cow.
That was just brutal from Sean Payton. Although I appreciate McDaniel afterwards, I don't know intellectually, like, why put a ceiling on our greatness?
No, I think that's an example of, the thing, shame on us if you put a ceiling on what you're capable of. If you just worry about the right things, you don't worry about anything but your technique and fundamentals and your assignment within the team. You don't worry about stats. You don't worry about credit. It's amazing what a group of people can do going in one direction. So I think, the points don't carry over, but I do think this is a meaningful game for a lot of guys to understand that to not let an opportunity on the field together slip through your fingers in any way, shape, or form. Because
and this guy is motivating a football team to do things on an NFL field that we've never seen before, right?
This guy looks like what was that show where those two guys were really smart? And this guy is
the Blitz with Jason and Joe.
Well, of course, that
Theory?
goes without saying. Yeah, the Big Bang Theory. That's what I was thinking of. I mean, obviously the Blitz would have come to that, but look, he looks like a goofball, right? But he's a genius.
Goofball.
He's a genius. The guy's incredible. And he's putting the speed on that. And they didn't even have Waddle yesterday.
Dude, when you get everybody on the same page, that's what it could look like.
Wow.
When you get everybody doing the same thing. I know you're not the biggest fan of Tua.
No.
The guy's looking like the MVP.
I have to give him credit, though. I mean, I really do. I never thought he would amount to anything in the NFL, but man, as long as the guy's on the field, he can play.
And again, if he can stay healthy.
Well, they're keeping him healthy. If you notice it, nobody touches him.
No.
He gets the ball out of his hands quickly.
The creative genius,
yes.
The offensive mind.
Yes.
All of that is incredible. How about those Houston Texans?
How about them?
How about those Houston Texans? They go into Jacksonville and they kick their ass.
Yes.
I mean,
no other way to describe it.
The Jaguars are the better football team.
Are they?
They weren't yesterday. But they're the team that many of us, including me, thought, well, they're gonna cruise to an easy win in the AFC South. Man, get their hat and T-shirt already. They
right,
could order that
after they lost last week. You figured they might.
I thought Trevor would get it together. Everything is there. Last week, Houston was awful, right, against the Colts.
Yes, they were.
Or
maybe the Colts are better than we think.
And that might be. But, I mean, Houston just looked like trash last week, especially on the defensive side. Offensively, you expect them to struggle with their offensive line. C.J. Stroud, he looks like he could be that guy. Aside from getting sacked, the Texans, he doesn't make mistakes. He hadn't thrown interceptions yet. But even that kick return for a touchdown. I mean, when things are going your way, they're going your way. And for DeMeco Ryans, his first win as a head coach.
No, it's special. To get the first win is definitely special. And thinking about it for a long time since we, started, how would that first win be? And, it's a lot of work. And I never lose sight of the grind and the work that it takes to win a game. But I'm so proud of our guys. I'm happy for our guys and the work that they put in to help us win this game. Like it's a credit to everybody. It was truly a team effort, and I'm just thankful, right, to be in this position to help lead these men.
Well, I tell you what, and if you were the Sports Center at the top of the hour, we heard from who was it, Brevin Jordan, that said we got lucky. We're happy now that we won that game in Indianapolis against Indianapolis, the last game of the season, because we got the number 2 pick.
I still wonder though. Was CJ their guy all along? Would they have taken Bryce Young had they had the number 1 pick?
I think they would have. just because that's what everybody said was the right thing to do. Look, NFL teams, if they're anything, they fall in line.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got all these high draft picks at quarterback, and very few of them make it. Very few. Looks like C.J. Stroud is the best of the bunch to come out of this crop for sure.
No doubt about that. Crazy day in the NFL where you had the better team not always winning. Was that the way we're going to look at the Cardinals game yesterday? What happened to the Dallas Cowboys? What are your thoughts? 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. The Blame Dak hotline is open. Your calls are next.
It's R&R in the morning.
Tuesday on R&R in the morning, we are joined by Fort Worth Star Telegram's Clarence Hill at 7. We're going to talk about what went right and what went wrong in Dallas. We'll hear from Gary Jones in the 9 o'clock hour, and we'll react to both. That's right, back-to-back weeks, doubleheader Monday Night Football. The party starts at 6.
It's your wake-up call. R&R in the morning, 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Snap into action this NFL season with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place a $5 bet. That's $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action. The app is so easy to use. There's a wide range of betting options, spreads, player props, over-unders, and more. So visit FanDuel.com/win and kick off the NFL season. That's FanDuel.com/win. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
Must be present in a state where lawful to wager, must be 21 plus and present in select states. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino LLC. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit fanduel.com/RG in Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Tennessee, and Virginia. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342 in Arizona, 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut, 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana, 1-800-522-4700 or visit ksgamblinghelp.com in Kansas, 1-877-770 stop in Louisiana, visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland, visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net in West Virginia, or call 1-800-522-4700 in Wyoming. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelpma.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York.
Roundtable Pizza is celebrating big for their 1-year anniversary this Friday, September 29th. If you haven't tried Roundtable Pizza, this is your chance. Join the Blitz this Friday, 2 to 6 live from Roundtable Pizza. Pizza, wings, garlic twists, and beer. They have it all. Get their Inflation Buster special while you're at it. Buy 1 extra large specialty pizza and get a free medium 1-topping pizza. Plus happy hour specials from 4 to 7, Monday through Friday. Bring the family. Roundtable Pizza, 842 Northwest Loop 410. Are you playing in our Fall Golf Classic? We're expecting another sold-out tournament. Join the Blitz live at Slackers this Thursday to win your way in. We're going live at 2, and our Golden Tee tournament starts at 6. And the champ is winning a team of 4 to our Fall Golf Classic. It's this Thursday at Slackers Sports and Arcade Bar, the North Star location, for your chance to win a team of 4 to our Fall Golf Classic and a 4-pack to the WWE SmackDown this Thursday.
Mother's Window Tint, your car stereo and auto security headquarters, has a smoking hot deal. Purchase any Mother's Window Tint, car stereo, remote start, or car alarm and get a 1-month free membership to the CFL Smoke Shop's private Amsterdam Club, located next to Mother's on 281 North. Make your car go thump, 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 Mother thump with one of our subwoofers, stereos, backup cameras, name brands, and expert installation. Remember, do it at Mother's and save!
Get yourself a Kinetico water system. I'm a huge fan of Kinetico water softeners. These things are quiet, efficient, reliable, and non-electric. But the best part is you'll save money when you own a Kinetico water softener. And I know, living in the hill country, you folks have some serious hard water that can cost you major money in cleaning supplies and wear and tear on your appliances. Plus, Kinetico water softeners are guaranteed to remove more impurities and perform with lower lifetime costs than any other softener on the market. Kinetico is a great choice for folks that are fed up with their old junky water softeners. So for the best water softener in the business and to save money, call Kinetico today.
This is Chris Knipple with Kinetico in San Antonio in the Hill Country. I'll let you try the Kinetico water softener for 90 days, absolutely free. Kinetico is simply the best water softener you can buy, and that's why we say it's the last water softener you'll ever own.
The last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE Kinetico.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with things I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of the disease called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, straight lines seem wavy, like when looking at a door frame. For others, blurry or missing spots can make it hard to read or see loved ones' faces. Many have trouble seeing in low light, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you've been diagnosed with AMD and notice vision changes, don't wait. Talk to your eye doctor about GA today. Learn more at gawon'twait.com. That's gawon'twait.com.
Find the brands, inspiration, and great value you need to own your style at Macy's VIP sale, going on now. Use your coupon or Macy's card and take an extra 30% off fall trends and updates, plus 15% off go-to beauty, skincare, and fragrances. Plus shop specials and find great deals on top brands at Macy's VIP sale. Savings off regular sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
At Staples, you can count on every project being print perfect, guaranteed.
I need invitations and posters printed, and they have to be perfect.
I need beautifully bound booklets and presentations for my business.
Your invitations and booklets will be in captivating color and will be done right every time. That's Staples Print Big Promise. And right now at Staples, get $50 off your print purchase of $150 or more. Try Staples and see the difference. Ends 10/14. Exclusions apply. See associate or visit staples.com/print for details.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing. Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
It's the Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your shot at $50,000 nationally, while weekly winners locally get a $50 gift card to 5 Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. At the end of the season, locally, the best overall record wins the San Antonio Grand Prize of $1,000 worth of tickets to any event from Awesome Tickets. Sign up today at sasportstar.com.
Dobbs in the gun, claps his hands, has the ball come back. He's sacked by Parsons. Caught him from behind, and the Lion eats at the 20.
A lot of slides, protection, but I don't even think. If you look at the game and true drop back and rushes, I think I had, I was doing what I usually do. Ball coming out fast, which you expect. But it's just a game where it just never came into our favor. It never came into where he had to drop back and think to make the big throw or things like that. It was always he could have did whatever he wanted to. The full playbook was open, and it's just hard to play against. When you're playing from behind with a slow start, and that's just the reality of football.
Micah Parsons. Last week you were in the MVP conversation. This week, yesterday's game, where was Micah Parsons to lead that defense? That was awful in that game yesterday. It is the Blitz. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Cowboys lose to the Arizona Cardinals. I don't know. Who you blaming for that one? Dak? The defense? The play calling?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, keep going.
Micah?
Yeah.
Dan Quinn, put him on the list?
Sure.
The tight ends?
Yep. I'll put them on there, although Jake Ferguson had a pretty good game.
Oh, stop.
He had 5 catches for 50 yards.
All right, but in the red zone where the Cowboys were awful, he did not do enough. I know you're going to defend your guy, Jake.
I didn't realize that was his responsibility
to get open.
Solo.
Yes, he's got to get open.
How about
CeeDee Lamb needs to get open. Michael Gallup needs to get open.
Yeah.
Brandon Cooks.
Yes.
They couldn't do it, but, your tight end is okay because you like him.
Well, I'm just saying. He doesn't get it. Nobody. The Cowboys suck in the red zone.
The Cowboys are just
as
awful
a team. They're
in
horrible.
The red zone, and I'm putting a lot on the tight end. Your boy Jake, and I'm a fan of Jake too, but I'm not the president of his fan club. You and his mom, Mama Ferguson, run that thing. But the reality is, the Cowboys tight end has been that guy in the red zone. Dalton Schultz was that guy. Jason Witten was that guy. The Cowboys offense is designed to get open in the red zone. You go back to Mike McCarthy in Green Bay. The tight ends that Aaron Rodgers used to throw in the red zone is a part of it. Ferguson has to do more in the red zone. I know you don't want to hear that.
No, sure, he does. Absolutely, he does. But you can't say that, he had a horrible game. He had a pretty good game. Well, 10 yards a catch. He had 5 of them. I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, Michael Gallup led the way with 6 catches. CeeDee Lamb only had 4 for 53 yards.
Dak threw for 250, but an interception that ended any hope. So, he had a pretty good game.
Dak? So when is 240 yards a good game?
I'm look around the league. I mean, when you look at by what you just described out of Ferguson, you can apply that to Dak. You won't because you're not a fan of Dak. Dak has to be perfect on a night. 100% completion, 500 yards, 5 touchdowns, no picks. And he can't sweat wrong. That's all it takes for Dak.
All I'm hearing here is that it's all Jake Ferguson's fault.
Nobody said that.
That's exactly what you said.
I said they've got to be better in the red zone.
Well, everybody needs to be better in the red zone.
Everybody does. But let's not pick a scab on the tight end.
I'm just saying,
Joe Reinagle's face turns beet red.
It's not the only option or issue that's happening. I mean, my gosh, 240 yards on 40 attempts on our text line. I just got that. What is the yardage on that? Break it down. What is that? 80?
Don't try to do math in your head.
That's like 6 yards a throw or something ridiculous. It's horrible. That's terrible. If you're happy with 240 yards, 40 attempts, that's great. We'll put that plaque on your wall.
40 attempts is way too many.
Well,
and you've heard me say it, the Cowboys have no business throwing the ball 40 times in a game.
No.
Dak's record when he throws 40 times in a game is crap.
They had to, though, because they're trying to come back. That's the problem. They can't do it. Tony Pollard ran the ball. I mean, they had 33 rushes total. I mean, that's not horrible. They could do more. But, I mean, Tony Pollard had a great day. He had a great day when you look at it. Why they don't trust him in the red zone, I don't know. That's a bigger part of the problem, I think, than it is blaming Jake Ferguson for not getting open, and he's the only guy. How about Mike McCarthy hand the football off to his bell cow running back? Why don't you do that?
When I look at the first half stats, in the first half, Tony Pollard had 9 carries for 50 yards. Dak Prescott was 12 of 18 passing in that first half and had taken 2 sacks, right?
Okay.
Never did it feel like the Arizona lead was so extended that the Cowboys had to get out of their offense and abandon the run the way they kind of did. Although in reality, when you look at the final stats, I mean, the Pollard ends up with 23 carries, had more carries in the second half. They had more opportunity and more drives. You look at the stats, they were great between the 20s. They're just god-awful in the red zone. The question is why? 1 of 5 in the red zone.
You hand the football off. Stop being fancy. Give the ball to Tony Pollard up the middle and let him go, especially on a first down play. Let Tony Pollard run the football. You don't have to do reverses with CeeDee Lamb and reverses with Peyton Hendershot or let Dak throw the football. Run the football. Play power football in the red zone.
Now, with 3 backup offensive linemen.
No.
Right. You wonder what that did to Mike McCarthy's calling.
They had all their guys last week, and he did the same thing.
With Hendershot. The play to CeeDee Lamb, I don't know what the hell that was. Right? Mike McCarthy's red zone play calling is awful. Mike McCarthy can tell us all day they've got to get better in that area.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're not executing obviously the way we like to. I got to do a better job, obviously.
Yeah, you do.
It starts with me.
Mm-hmm.
They were playing us really, high in coverage. So that's why we were committing to the run, which I felt we a lot of times
in the red zone
to the field. We backed off in some sharp plays and everything, but yeah, we need to do a better job in the red zone.
Dude, except in the red zone. Why do they not? He committed to the run everywhere else. Why not in the red zone?
It makes you wonder. Do they not trust Rico Dowdle or Tony Pollard? down there where you've got to get the tough yardage, that tough sledding. That is where Zeke was so good last year. You know, Zeke had lost a step of the explosive. Nobody's arguing that, but he was great in short yardage situations. Dude had a lot of touchdowns last year. I understand letting him walk. I'm not saying that was a mistake, but they didn't replace him. So if you don't trust your running back room, the guys that are currently there in those short yardage situations, yet you let Zeke walk without replacing him. If you feel like that was an issue or your guys can't get it done, then that's on the construction of this team that, yeah, we had to let Zeke go. He was making too much money, but we're not going to replace that guy on the roster. Hell, that fullback they have, he runs the ball pretty good. Give him the ball.
Give him the ball. Did you see Rico Dowdle on his touchdown?
Yeah.
He barreled through 3 guys to get to the end zone.
Yeah.
Well, how do you not trust these guys to run with the football in the red zone? It makes no sense to me.
Let's go to the phones, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Kenneth, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. The biggest problems that I have is if you go back and rewatch the game, there in the first quarter, you can see the camera pan over to Micah Parsons. And honestly, the dude on the sideline looked like he was sick. It was like somebody had just completely pulled the wool over his eyes, like he was not supposed to go out and play. Outside of that, you guys are talking about how they didn't utilize the run. But there in that last drive, even with Rico Dowdle, they ran the ball in the red zone 6 times. 6 times. And then they ended up getting a call against them, which drew them back and forced Dak to throw the ball. Now, from what I saw, because our offensive line, the backups that we had, the 3 of them in there, 2 out of the 3 were garbage. Absolute garbage. They couldn't hold a block for anything. And so that completely affects your run game. If these guys can't open up a hole.
Kenneth, unless you're an offensive line coach, I'm going to stop you right there because I don't know offensive line well enough to know if they played well or if they were garbage unless they're giving up a ton of sacks. Now, I do know Moose Johnston knows offensive line play better, and he was very complimentary of that group's run blocking yesterday. So I'm gonna side with Moose on that one. I don't think they were garbage. And in fact, honestly, in our pass blocking, I didn't think they were all that bad. Although in the scramble drill, and Dak did scramble a lot, the receivers downfield did not get open.
Did not. What's a Hall of Fame secondary?
They wouldn't run. They definitely would not. They wouldn't. As soon as they were done running the routes, they would not check back. They wouldn't come back. They wouldn't try to get open.
And that's on the receivers. At some point you got to, they run scramble drill every day. I've never been to an NFL practice where you don't see them at the end of practice work on scramble drills. Yeah. There's code words that they all bark out. There's things that you do. You break off your route. You try to get open. Different guys have different areas that they're trying to go to, and you didn't see any of that yesterday. And even in non-scramble drills, you didn't see any of the Cowboys wide receivers getting separation. None of them were getting open on their routes. None of them. I'd love to see, and the coaches probably will never reveal it, what their win route ratio was yesterday in their games, how they get graded on.
Well, it wasn't very good. Michael Gallup may be the only one, but I'm with you. I'm watching that game the whole time, and Dak had time to throw the football, and he just had nowhere to throw it. And I'm like, I didn't realize the Cardinals secondary was as good as this. They weren't.
But it's all Dak's fault. Hey, Mike, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man? Mike.
Hey, what's up, man? Hey, first-time caller, long-time listener with y'all guys.
Appreciate you.
Thank you. So Dak Prescott, I'm going to go ahead and say the guy is actually a mediocre quarterback. Sure, on paper, he's got mad stats, things like that, but red zone offense, he gets down there. What happens? Nothing. He gets down there again. What happens? Interception. Basically killed the game.
It did. He killed the game. But honestly, 1 of 5 in the red zone, right? When you were watching on all those trips into the red zone, and even it was a great run by Rico Dowdle that got the 1 touchdown they did. Did you see Dak Prescott miss an open receiver in the red zone?
Yes.
When?
Yes.
When?
They showed a highlight
When?
package on ESPN here just a few minutes ago.
I saw a play where CeeDee Lamb was looking for a flag to get bailed
There
out
was
instead of going
there
to
was
get a
another
ball.
play where Dak throws it at the feet of his receiver,
who was well covered. I mean, if he would have thrown that anywhere else, it would have gotten
Oh,
intercepted.
so I guess the interception that he threw,
It was
it's like,
stupid.
well, I can't.
No, I
he
mean,
should have thrown it at the feet of the guy. Then.
Look, Dak was not good yesterday. I'm not trying to defend Dak,
See,
but at the same time, when the caller says it all is on Dak Prescott, it's not.
Well, a lot of it is, and he's the quarterback.
Well, he's the quarterback.
You can
so
sit here. You can sit here and give it to me with Jake Ferguson, but let's not criticize Dak.
No, criticize Dak.
My goodness, let's not do
Dak.
that.
He deserves it. That interception at the end was stupid.
I
don't know where he was throwing that, but
just a few minutes ago on ESPN, they played a package of bad throws by Dak Prescott. A package of there were 5 of them at least.
5
at least.
And you didn't think to say, "Hey, Minix, look at the screen over there.
No,
look at that." Why?
Well,
Why?
Because nothing changes your mind.
No, it does.
It probably bounced off somebody's hand, or I don't know, hit a roach flying through the air, or I don't know, a twig came down and adjusted the flight of the ball.
It's possible. The air conditioning, they turned the fans on too. No, I'm kidding. Dak wasn't good yesterday. Dak wasn't.
He was terrible yesterday, as was everybody.
But everybody was. You can't. There's been a number of games that you look at your quarterback and you go, dude, you lost us this game. Yesterday was not that game for the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, I mean, unless you want to say that interception down there in the red zone where they had an opportunity to score a touchdown and maybe tie the game. Other than that, Dak had nothing to do with it.
They killed their opportunity to potentially win.
Sure, but Dak had nothing to do with that.
No, I just literally said. He
had nothing to do with it.
Joshua, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Hey, man. Jason, I appreciated meeting you. I was at that Cowboys Hall of Fame trailer this past weekend. I was leaving. You were leaving. I was coming in. But I'm thinking about that Hall of Fame trailer, and I'm sorry, because last week I called and said Micah Parsons is the MVP for Dallas, and it's clearly, and you're right. Because after this game, you realize that Hall of Fame trailer is going to have to put a number 4 jersey in there for Dak Prescott, because he's going to have to throw it if this defense can't show up. Especially if Micah Parsons is going to come after an interview and completely just say, whatever, we lost. Hey, this happened. I say we just trade him to that city a little of us.
Joshua, I know you're driving, but it sounds like you've just left happy hour. Come on, man.
Yeah, Joshua. Nobody's traded Micah Parsons,
No.
and Micah Parsons is great. And look, I appreciate your passion, Joshua. First of all, don't ever apologize to Minix. He doesn't deserve it.
I don't.
So
I know.
Look, Micah Parsons had a bad game yesterday. They figured him out, and it might have been the Moose that said this on the broadcast. I heard it from somebody. But if you run the ball straight at Micah Parsons, you have a little more success.
Which is nuts.
It is.
And they did a really nice job of using Micah's speed against him.
Yeah.
With all the misdirection, getting them going one way and chasing another. It was not a good game by the defense, and it started bad, and it never got better.
Never got any better.
And it never looked like any of those guys on the sideline had the juice, the leadership that I was looking for from Micah Parsons or somebody to get in other guys' faces and encourage them like you used to see a Michael Irvin do, like you would see a Tom Brady do. If it happened, the TV cameras never showed us. And I know the TV cameras are always looking for that.
No, they were looking for Taylor Swift up in the suite. That's what happened.
Taylor Swift isn't there watching Josh Dobbs.
The only confrontation, I guess is the word I'm looking for, was between Mike McCarthy and Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
And it happened on a couple of occasions.
And that makes me wonder about the play calling, where, Aaron Rodgers used to say if he didn't like a play that Mike called in, he would just dart the ball and move on. I wonder if Dak is already getting to that point. Hey, Roland, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Hey, guys. Thank you so much for taking my call. Great job.
Well, thank you.
Last week, Joe nearly had a heat stroke with you, Jason.
Me?
Talking about Dak Prescott resetting the market, the quarterback market.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if he's going to reset the quarterback market and he cannot be the difference between losing the game and winning the game, then he's just a game manager. And that's the truth. We can call out Parsons all we want. He's a great player. He's been the difference for this team. However, there are times when the offense should help out. The tight ends are not trying to reset the market. The receivers are not trying to reset the market. Maybe Lamb at the most.
CeeDee Lamb will. And again, it's one thing about resetting the market and who you are. Dak is not going to reset the market. We talked about that last week. He is going to get paid in that general neighborhood because that is the going rate for quarterbacks. And
that should scare the crap out of every Cowboy fan on the planet.
And it should, and it will. Right? That is what happens in the National Football League. I don't make up the rules. I don't believe in the rules. Do I think he should get in that neighborhood? No. Go win a Super Bowl, and then we'll talk. If you're Jerry, maybe you try to negotiate this week. It's a lot easier this week than it would be, I don't know, after he has a 4-touchdown game.
I think Jerry should just still stand firm.
Stand firm in what? Have him be a $60 million cap hit next year?
No, they can figure it out. Have him be a $37 million cap hit next year when they release his ass. Get rid of him. It's time to move on from Dak Prescott. I don't know why a Cowboy fan wants to stick with this guy.
Well, wait. And we're up against the break.
Yeah, we are.
I don't know that it's Cowboy fans wants to stick with him. But when you look at the quarterback room, his replacement is still not on that roster.
No,
and it ain't Trey Lance.
No,
so that's the problem. And you've heard me say that a gazillion times. Dak Prescott doesn't have the competition in there, and the Dallas Cowboys have done a poor job of trying to develop the next behind him.
Kirk Cousins will be available next year.
He'll be a Jet. It's the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You got 2 Monday night games tonight. If you're looking for a place to go watch them both, get into the Roo Pub there at 281 and Redland Road. Wemby walked into the Roo Pub yesterday because even Wemby knows there's no better place to go watch a game than at the Roo with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. And when you show up at the Roo, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. They've got the Wemby burger and about 15 other burgers on the menu. The biggest and best wings in town. I love their fried shrimp. They've got a great chicken sandwich, great appetizers. Pledge says the salads are fantastic. And that kitchen is open late till 2 a.m. every day with the full menu available. So when you need that late night meal, maybe you're driving home after the Pink concert tonight, you're hungry, get into the Roo Pub, catch the rest of the Monday night games, and get a good meal. The Roo Pub has happy hour weekdays from 11 to 6. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. The Roo Pub next to the Angry Elephant, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. This Sunday, it's the Cowboys and Patriots at 2:30 p.m.
Micah Parsons is on the ball.
And he's still alive.
He's still running. He's still moving with the ball to the 10, to the 5, to the goal line.
Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chunkla, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, sports fans, this is Ultimate Vegas Insider John Anthony, and I'm on fire. Prove it. I'm releasing your Monday Night Report absolutely free on recorded message line. Call 1-800-244-5506. I love tonight's matchup. Los Angeles-Cincinnati is a monster. Side and total. Los Angeles-Cincinnati. Critical information confirmed, plus Thursday's early release. That's 5 big plays. John Anthony has you covered. I love to go 5-0 free and recorded message. 1-800-244-5506. Information wins. John Anthony Sports, #1 against the spread. Los Angeles, Cincinnati is huge. Call 1-800-244-5506. You want the information? I've got it. I love to go 5-0 or the season free. Call the recorded message line 1-800-244-5506. Critical information confirmed. I've got it. I love to go 5-0 or the season free. 1-800-244-5506 or go to johnanthonysports.com.
Sponsored by JFSR Group.
Yo,
I'm Julie Foudy.
And I'm Lynn Ozawi.
We host the ESPN podcast Laughter Permitted, where we have candid chats with trailblazing women in sports and beyond.
We've talked with goats like Billie Jean King, Simone Biles, Mia Hamm, Sue Bird, Candace Parker, Michaela Schifrin, just to name a few.
So grab a donut or 500 and check us out wherever you get your podcasts. And a huge shout out to our presenting sponsor, Ally, who has supported us since day one.
At the Home Depot, Saturdays are about two things: the one-of-a-kind wood-fired flavor of a Traeger Ironwood XL grill and football. That's right, Desmond Howard. Get fired up for the game in just a tap with Traeger's intuitive touchscreen. Then throw on your favorites and monitor the grill from anywhere with Wi-Fi technology. So you spend less time staring at the grill, which means more time for football. Upgrade your Saturday with Traeger and the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Imagine getting an impressive cash offer on your home and then selling it for more. Yeah, that happens all the time with Orchard. Getting paid more than you thought is Orchard's goal, even in this market. It's simple. Orchard sells homes faster and for more money, with the majority of homes selling in under 30 days. That's right, under 30 days. And Orchard handles everything, including paint, repair, list, and showing your home. And they'll make your listing stand out with price-boosting upgrades at no upfront cost to you. And here's my favorite part. You just relax as Orchard and their expert agents do all the work, bringing buyers to you by prepping and promoting your home. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Let Orchard help maximize your sale price. Look, with so many companies trying to lowball you, Orchard works hard to get you top dollar. Want to sell your home for more? I sure would. Learn how to maximize your sale price and get a free valuation at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com. Orchard.com.
Hormones can affect everything: bad skin, bad hair, low energy, poor sleep, brain fogginess, libido, and weight gain. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, and we take a functional approach to your hormone problems. Eating right and exercise will not be beneficial without optimal hormone function. This goes for men and women. We do state-of-the-art testing to get to the root of your hormone issues and help you get well and stay well. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health. We can help. 210-468-1891.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Hi, Jason Minix here from The Blitz. Want to take a moment to tell you about advertising here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. We get this question quite a bit. Easiest thing for you to do is contact Morgan Harrison via email at morgan.harrison@alphamediausa.com. From there, she'll have one of our folks connect with you about how you can advertise right here on our station. And since Alpha Media is a full-service advertising company, whether it's digital advertising, one of our other radio stations, or even connected television, they'll get you taken care of. Happy connecting.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app. KTFM Floresville. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, your home for the Aggies. San Antonio's Sports Center.
We've all got to get back to the drawing board. Starts with me and making some throws and making some plays, as I said, with my feet, and I'm trying to get it done.
Wonder how many drawing boards the Cowboys have, but they are back at the start trying to figure out what went wrong yesterday in Arizona. Next up, New England at Jerry World. Texans fans celebrating today. D'Amico Ryans gets his first win as head coach, and the Blitz continues right now.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Day after a Cowboys loss, we're reacting with you. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. If you're watching on YouTube, you can always comment there. Make sure you subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel, and you can always get us on Twitter, X, whatever, at Joe Reinagel 210, at Jason Minix. Programming note, Mike McCarthy's press conference scheduled to start any moment now. It was originally 2:30. They moved it to 4. It's 4:04. When the head coach is done looking at the tape, he's going to come to the podium and tell us that, yeah, they didn't play very well yesterday. And that starts with him and his playing. Yeah, exactly. Now, Bat67 tweets in at Jason Minix. He doesn't include at Joe Reinagel 210.
Uh-oh.
Says, Reinagel will never win a Dak argument. Minix was the biggest Romo apologist and has now morphed into Dak's biggest apologist. Dak's horrible.
What a great tweet that is. That's the best tweet of the day.
It really is.
Do we have a prize for best tweet of the day?
Well, I know I was a Romosexual. I don't. Here's the thing with Dak. I like Dak. I think Dak can be that guy as long as Dak stays within what Dak is capable of doing.
And what is he capable of doing?
Dude, he can win a lot of games and he can throw. The thing with Dak Prescott, and I've told you this, I'm out on Dak until he wins in the postseason. He's got to get it done or I'm ready to move on. I've said that since they lost to San Francisco, right? That playoff loss.
Yeah.
I like 8 years is enough. But until the Cowboys make a move that says Dak's replacement is in the building and Trey Lance is not that guy, right? Until they do something, what do you do with this offense that puts Dak in best position to win? Now, they, I think, did that by restructuring the focus of this team to defense, right? Then no longer they got to score 30 points a game and hang on because Dak isn't that guy, right? The defense was awful yesterday, and Dak did not lift this team. That's the problem with Dak Prescott. That's been the problem with Dak Prescott.
That's the problem with this team. And again, I said it yesterday. I think I sent it to our group. I tweeted it out. If the defense has a bad day, the Cowboys are going to lose. I mean, and that's just the way it is. That if they fall behind, Dak Prescott, at least the way he looked yesterday, and the way he's looked for the past 7 years, is not going to bring you back. He's not.
Although he does have a lot of comfort behind wins under his belt. He has made those throws. But yesterday wasn't a game where I felt like that was all on Dak Prescott. Right? Because the wide receivers weren't open. It's not like he was missing guys left and right. There were times where it's like nobody's getting open. Nobody's doing anything to help out their quarterback. He's not the guy that's throwing people open. And, I don't know if he's just gun shy of trying to, he saw in that last pass he threw,
he's gun shy.
He's not forcing it in those ridiculously tight windows. How he didn't see that underneath guy is beyond me. But even if that guy wasn't there, I think the other guy would have intercepted it. That was just a dumb decision on his part.
There were 3 red jerseys there, and then one white one in the back.
Cooks behind them all.
Look, Prescott missed 15 passes yesterday. I'm not saying all of them were horrible, but he missed 15 passes.
And there's a lot of quarterbacks that are going to be 25 of 40, and you consider that a great day.
The Cowboys as a team just went through the motions yesterday.
They did.
They went through that as a team. Every part of them, except Brandon Aubrey, every one of them went through
the kicking motion. They just went through.
He did, but that's what happened. I think the Cowboys, honestly, if you ask me to put just a bow around this thing, they were reading their headlines. Micah Parsons thought he was the MVP already. That defense thought that nobody was going to score on them, and they just showed up thinking that this was an easy win. They're going to get it and they'll move on. And that's just the way it is. They're reading their headlines and they're taking the cheese, as somebody told us on Twitter yesterday.
Do you, without your head just exploding as I say this, right?
It's time for an explosion.
Well, no, in all seriousness, was there a woe is me back to the Diggs injury, to finding out you don't have Tyler, you don't have Zach? How are we going to go win this game? They talked about the adversity during the week. They didn't rally around the loss of Trayvon, but I psychologically, was that a much more devastating injury where emotionally they didn't look ready to play? Because they did not look ready to play from the jump. They did not look good. They didn't look like they showed up with that kind of intensity. Is there any, as dumb as it sounds, could there be some truth to that, quite frankly, emotionally, they were spent because of the Diggs injury?
So please.
I told you.
Yeah, just don't. That's not even, I don't even want to hear about it. Sure, they were devastated by the Diggs injury, but these guys, the last time I checked, they get a paycheck.
Next man up mentality, right?
They get a paycheck, and so they're supposed to go play. Didn't have your offensive lineman. That's not what hurt them. That's not. The defense was just awful. And I think it was more, and it wasn't the corners that were awful. It was that defensive front and the linebackers that were awful.
Although Blount wasn't very good.
Well, he wasn't, but none of them were. I didn't hear Odigizua. I didn't hear D-Law. Micah Parsons was missing in action. Did you see Van Der Esch? That dude looks like he runs with cement in his shoes.
Dude, that grass field, man.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Apparently. The defense didn't show up to play. They just did not.
656 ESPN, 656-3776. Bill, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Hey, guys.
Hang on, Bill. Mike McCarthy just walked up to the podium. Let's hear from the Cowboys head coach after he's watched the film.
How much of it do you believe was not doing a good job of managing success early in the season, and how much of it was just the adversity you had from the number of injuries you had?
Yes, I think really, when you look at the whole picture, and you got to be, careful of over-evaluation too. I talk about it all the time. I'm a big believer in education and application and then evaluation. And, you got to be careful in the evaluation process. Because yes, we talked about, the practices all week, but we had a number of things going on that were not normal. But, at the end of the day, I've been part of weeks where the practice wasn't quite what you wanted it to be, and then you played very well. And then you had great weeks of practice where it didn't, it hasn't gone so well on Sunday. So I think just look at the whole thing, just keep breaking it down physically, mentally, and emotionally, staying true to how you believe you need to prepare for a game. And then more importantly, the in-game focus on, the ebb and flow of the game. That game didn't flow at all for the first half. So, that was the most, up and down, herky-jerky. Just a lot going on. So I think once our guys got settled in, in the second half, I think things were better.
Just on your end and the coaching staff's end, as far as the timing of the injuries, how was that changing from basically Wednesday or Thursday on, as far as what
we need to be better. That's not the way to go. Let's be honest. We had young players that I'm very proud of. We had two gentlemen that had their first career starts. So, but their preparation wasn't, to the level in hindsight that it frankly should have been. So you learn from that. You play a higher end of caution with these injuries and timelines and those types of things. So, but yeah, we missed the mark there last week, clearly.
Current so forth starts to look at regarding the run defense. I know you have the adversity with the offensive line, but what were the problems there? Was there a lack of focus? You've talked all season about them wanting to run at you, and so you can't expect that they were going to try to run.
Well, you had the big play there early, and I think just like anything, they went with you can let Dan talk in specific, more of a Philadelphia type, game plan, and they hit us on a couple of things. So, but at the end of the day, it just comes down to, the gap integrity, and we just need to be better. So.
Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy's press conference here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Well, I don't think we took them lightly. I like their perimeter players. They had guys who could play. We felt the Dobbs would be a bigger challenge, this year than he was last year. I mean, we played against him in Tennessee. I mean, he wasn't even there a week. So no, I don't think we took him lightly. Can't take anybody lightly.
Todd for the ESPN. The red zone last year was so good percentage-wise. You go back and look at those things that you did last year, or you said everything, you kind of take a look at everything. Where do you start?
Well, last year, I mean, we looked at last year during the spring. Yeah, so, I mean, everything we did the last 2 years, frankly, we built this offense off of the foundation of, the things our players currently, knew and, conceptually on how we can move forward. So, yeah, I don't, no, to answer your question, we're not going to go back and look at last year. We've done that part. So, and it's part of how we plan to attack this year. So, but yes, we will spend more time on red zone, this week. I mean, that's just, the way I've always done it. So when things aren't right, you just, you work harder at it and you spend more time on it. But, it's week 3. We know what our numbers are. We were last in the league and third down a couple weeks into it last year. So, it turned out pretty good. So we're not going to overreact to it because, the most important thing is we're getting down there more than anybody. We lead the league in 10 plus drives. So we're moving the ball. That's the harder part. So when we have some strong feelings that we're not going to talk about in here, but on things we know we can improve on. So, but yes, we're aware of it.
Glass half full. Mike McCarthy here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Dalton and Zeke, how much of it is adapting to the new personnel and the strengths of what you have now versus what you guys had last year?
That's a good point. I think just giving them guys the credit for what they've accomplished in their time here. They're both extremely productive players. Obviously Zeke throughout his whole career. I know Dalton got his opportunity in 2020. With the injury to Blake. So, but yeah, that's a lot of productivity. But you look at our backs. I think Tony's doing an outstanding job being the lead runner. I'm very proud of Rico. I mean, the broken tackles in that game are, I think we had 29 broken tackles in the game. So, and our running backs were a big part of that. So, I feel good about the production we're getting, from our running back room. And, Jake Ferguson, he's doing a lot of nice things. And, we're a little younger. We got to keep working. So they'll be better as we move forward. But I really like both those rooms.
Is it also something where those players need to kind of adapt to that style or that's part of the field? Like maybe someone is really good in between the 20s, but has to learn how to be good beyond the 20 as well.
You're talking about the tight ends and running backs?
No, just all the players, receivers, tight ends, running backs, everything.
No, we don't run the run and shoot. So we understand how, nothing against run and shoot because we won't offend anybody here. But no, I think it, how we want to play. I mean, there's some things I think by down and distance we're taking a hard look at. So, but on how they played us was probably a little different, which you get this time of year. So we're taking into consideration all those things.
You're listening to Mike McCarthy's press conference live here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Is that preparation for the young guys because you got veteran guys who are taking those reps? Is that what you mean?
Well, it's just as simple as this, and it's really my own challenge. Ultimately, I'm in charge of training the team and making sure everybody gets the reps, gets the information, the film, all the things that lead up to preparing for the game. Well, we had 3 guys starting that didn't take a lot of reps last week. So, I'm ultimately responsible for that. So we need to be better, and everybody involved in that needs to be better because that's you can't operate like that.
How concerned are you about Tyron Smith's health? This is second time he's on injury report, 2 different ailments.
I mean, it's football. I mean, Tyron's played a lot of football. I mean, he's so yeah. I mean, injuries are going to happen. I mean, there's not nothing you can do about it. I mean, I think clearly the way you train in September is frankly a product of our training camp and what it's off season. I mean, you have to train in September, differently than you did before 2011. I mean, I know that's how I feel, and I think the league is set up that way. So, but yeah, but as you move on and, you do less and do more in other areas. So, that's part of this process. To me, it's part of the September football challenge.
Aisha Marcel, Cowboys.com. Coach, the West Coast system is very methodical. How you move down the field, you just mentioned just how much you guys are getting to the red zone. The vertical threat is important to, hitting those big plays when those plays are there is important. Is that something that you gentlemen are still working on, trying to establish the vertical threat of this West Coast offense right now?
Well, the vertical gang, great question. Appreciate your insight. Is the vertical game. Frankly, you got to look at how they play too. So that when they had a cap on it, they're early. There wasn't a lot of 7 steps. I think we took 1 7-step drop, and that was by design. And that might have been maybe a slight overreaction from me. Based off of having the 3 new starters up front. So, and that's part of the game, and it's part of calling a game, on where, where's the stress points and making sure, those guys get going. I mean, just you go back to the first series. I mean, it's, first time we didn't move the ball in the first series of the game. And, it's a great credit to our crowd. I mean, because to be honest, it created such a great environment. I think they made the Cardinal fans a little louder. I mean, we had to go to, so we didn't think with so many Cowboy fans at the stadium, we didn't go silent count the first series. So, but we're in it the second series because I mean that was a loud atmosphere, and that's a credit to all the great Cowboy fans there. But the Cardinal fans kind of they stepped up too. So I think it made for a great atmosphere to compete in. So it's always little things usually when it comes down to that.
Mike McCarthy on the podium the day after the loss to the Cardinals, live here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Highest of his career, Rico at 11. The way Rico's going, and with the interest of preserving Antonio for a full season, do you want to see that margin tighten a little bit, or are you comfortable with it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're very conscious of it, especially the last 2 weeks. I mean, really, frankly, it'll affect Wednesday's practice for a number of guys. But I think also, it's part of the ebb and flow of the game. You get behind, and you start pushing a little bit, and then I think it's human nature. But yeah, very conscious of it. I mean, Deuce didn't get the work that I anticipated. So as far as the package that we had for him, so and part of that was just the way the game went.
The snap counts routinely for your offense have been higher these past couple of games than for your defense. Is that a reflection of the kind of style of game that you're hoping to create?
Well, especially early. I mean, we don't want to, we're not trying to keep a lid on it. That's for sure. So we do want to, play an aggressive brand of ball, in all 3 phases. So yeah, definitely. I mean, I think as an offense, if you can, if you're pushing, 70 plays each and every week, you're definitely get the number of attempts at the plate to be as productive as you need to be to win the game.
Okay.
Down close late, you were, with the behind by 2 scores, you ran a lot.
Yep.
You talk about that. I know the clock man.
Yeah, there's a couple calls. Well, yeah, I think clockwise we were fine. But yeah, it was really more of a reaction how they were playing early. Probably in the high red. So the first and second down runs. Whether the specifics of run pass or not, but I wish I'd have been more aggressive in the passing game there on first and second down.
Nick.
Hey, Jared Styles, Cowboys.com. You mentioned last week about getting Michael Gallup more involved going into the Arizona game. Is there more of an emphasis on Brandon Cooks now, only 39 yards in his first 2 games?
Well, I mean, it's a long year. I'm not ready to, we're not going to play the stat tennis match coming in here every week. I mean, because you can, at the end of the day, it's scoring more points than the other guy. We didn't do that. So that's really where my focus is. And also Brandon, some of the things that you look to do, the week's prep, in a way the final lineup ended up, those things factor too. So, but yeah, I mean, I think Brandon does a tremendous job, and we're playing him in some spots and doing some things that I think we can build off of moving forward. Some of the routes we've run with him. So.
Todd. the injury status for Tyron, Zach, and Tyler? What do you expect from those guys on?
We'll have to wait till Wednesday. I'm just had a lot going on today, so
Okay.
I don't have the
We'll wait until Wednesday to get the injury update. That was Mike McCarthy, head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. His Monday press conference the day after the autopsy after the whipping in Arizona that they took.
You know, it's interesting what he says and how he says it, and you know, it's all the right things, right? It's on us. I'm not ready to panic, and there's not. I mean, it's week 3, right? So they're 2-1. They're in good shape, but there were some flags yesterday, and I think that's what Cowboy fans are a little nervous about, especially with that defense, because we all thought that they were historic, and
they could be historically good.
I thought they were historic. And which is a big word.
Could be has always been the word in the phrasing.
Yeah, but if you're going to give up, I don't know how many yards they gave up to the Cardinals, especially running the football, 220,
180 in the first half.
Yeah, that's historic, all right.
It was historically bad.
Yeah, that's historic.
I mean, I didn't define how good.
There were some flags yesterday, and I think, look, if you're an offensive coordinator for New England or San Francisco or Philadelphia, you're watching that game yesterday and seeing exactly what the Cardinals did and how they attacked that defense.
What bothers me about what we saw yesterday, and you bring up the flags and all those other teams that are coming up that you know are run-heavy teams.
Mm-hmm.
The Dallas Cowboys know their weakness is run defense. They aren't good at stopping the run. You know, Mike McCarthy has said over and over again, we know how people are going to attack us. So, Dan Quinn, why did you not have a better plan for what you were going to get out of Arizona? They needed better execution. So maybe the plan was okay, but the execution was bad. But the effort, the energy didn't seem to be there. The other thing that we just heard from the Cowboys head coach that I find interesting, which is they look at this stuff very differently than you and I. And when I say you and I, me, Joe.
KCFM Floresville. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Absolutely.
Your home for the Blitz.
Yeah,
that's us.
Absolutely. I mean, gremlins in the machine. I mean, you get it all. It happens, right? When I look at, we're emotional and we overreact to everything.
Of course.
Right?
It's our job.
I mean, last week, woo! And this week, what the, right? That comes with the territory. He looks at it very matter of fact. I know he gets emotional. I know he gets pissed off, but he walks out and, yeah, they suck in the red zone. Oh, but the good news is we get there more than anybody.
That's great. You put that plaque on your wall.
Well, I mean, will it eventually figure itself out? I hope so. You better hope so, Mike McCarthy, because you got rid of Lil Kellen Moore because you know your ass is on the hot seat. And if he's going to get fired, he's going to get fired calling plays, doing it his way. And to be honest, to have a coach like Mike McCarthy be in the organization and not call plays would be a disservice, it feels like, because that's how he made his bones in the NFL, was as a play caller. But they've got to figure out the red zone. The fact that they've been there that much.
15 times, I believe, and they've scored 6 touchdowns. I think that is the stat. It's something in that effect. Look, it's not good. You've got to punch it in. Your kicker's very good, but you can't rely on that every day.
We don't need to see that much of the kicker.
Well,
we really don't, unless he's kicking extra points.
Right, exactly.
You're not beating good teams like San Francisco with field goals. You get into the red zone, you've got to get a touchdown. That's the bottom line. You heard from the head coach. Let's hear from you. 210-656-ESPN. 656-3776. Your calls as we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. If you're shopping for a new vehicle, you need to go see my friends at Ancira Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram Truck, part of the Ancira Itonado Complex. Very easy for me to tell you about and recommend Ancira because I am a longtime Ancira customer, and it's because of their great customer service before, during, and most importantly, after the sale. That great customer service is why Ancira has been a top family-run dealership in San Antonio for decades. And you know Price made Ancira number one. Price keeps Ancira number one. So think Ancira. Ancira Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram Truck, part of the Ancira Itonado Complex on I-10 West between Wurzbach and Huebner.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. This Sunday, it's the Cowboys and Patriots at 2:30 p.m.
Micah Parsons is on the ball.
And he's still alive.
He's still running. He's still moving with the ball to the 10, to the 5, to the goal line.
Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, eWealth Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chunkla, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Find the brands, inspiration, and great value you need to own your style at Macy's VIP sale, going on now. Use your coupon or Macy's card and take an extra 30% off fall trends and updates, plus 15% off go-to beauty, skincare, and fragrances. Plus shop specials and find great deals on top brands at Macy's VIP sale. Savings off regular sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply. This season, your coffee orders are getting warmer and your outfits are getting cozier. The world keeps changing, and so does COVID-19. That's why this season's COVID-19 shots have been updated. They're one of the best ways to help protect yourself against COVID-19. You can get a COVID-19 shot at the same visit as a flu shot if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC. Talk to your healthcare provider to learn more and schedule at vaccines.gov. And don't forget to get extra cinnamon spice. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
Smoker's Paradise, your premium smoke shop. Vaporizers, disposable e-cigarettes, hookah accessories, water pipes, cigars, and more. Now with 15 area locations, including the newest location at South Cross and Highway 37. Visit smokersparadise.com. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
At Fisher Investments, we do things differently, and other money managers don't understand why.
Because our way works great for us.
But it may not work for your clients. That's why Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, obligated to put clients first. It's the highest standard for a financial advisor.
So what do you provide? Cookie cutter portfolios like the rest of us?
No cookie cutter portfolios here. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to meet each client's goals and needs.
But you do sell investments that earn you high commissions, right? And make commissions when you make trades for your clients?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission investment products, and we never earn commissions on trades.
So what's in it for you?
Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. When it comes to helping clients achieve a comfortable retirement, we're clearly different. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
Nobody brings you more value in fine jewelry than Diamonds Direct, and they're proving it again by rolling back interest rates to 0%. But you need to hurry. Now through Sunday only, you can make any purchase and spread your payments over 5 years with an unheard of interest rate of 0.0%. A $6,000 ring is just $100 a month. But hurry, this radical offer ends Sunday at 5 p.m. Don't miss this once-a-year blockbuster deal. Hurry, 5 years, zero interest financing. Get details and more at DiamondsDirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion. On approved credit.
Welcome to What If, the show where I, Jake from State Farm, answer your insurance what ifs. We've got a call from Millie. What's up?
Hi, Jake. What if, hypothetically, a moose gets mad at my car and rams into my windshield? Hypothetically.
Oh, just file a claim on the app. At State Farm, we're there for your what ifs.
Great, but what if the moose eats my phone? Hypothetically.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or go to statefarm.com for a quote today.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Babbel. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at babbel.com/TNC.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know?
Too hard. Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day, and they're fun, so you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard. It's perfect.
And now try Babbel free. Text radio to 64,000. Text radio to 64,000.
Tuesday on R&R in the Morning, we will be joined by Fort Worth Star-Telegram's Clarence Hill to talk about what happened in Arizona, what went right, what went wrong. We'll hear from Jerry Jones in the 9 o'clock hour, and we'll react to both Monday night football games. That's right, 2 Monday night football games tonight for the second week in a row. Now back to the Blitz. Jake Ferguson? More like Joke Ferguson. That tight end room is looking scarce, my friend.
Really? Wow. Well, let's see. Your boy Dalton Schultz, milk carton. In a game that the Texans scored 37 points in, he had 1 catch. Congratulations, Rudy J.
So your way of defending your guys to put another guy down? I see how you are.
Well,
Joe
no, that's one way, but I know he's a big deal. Look, Dalton Schultz.
Dalton Schultz was a good red zone target.
Ferguson
for Dak Prescott.
He was the 3rd best receiver on the Cowboys roster this week.
He was. Still wasn't good enough.
And none of them were.
No, and that's the thing is.
I would like to put all the blame on Jake Ferguson because, well, he didn't catch a touchdown in the red zone. It's all Jake Ferguson's fault. I don't know. Was Dak throwing to Jake Ferguson when there were 3 red jerseys around?
No,
when he threw that interception right there?
That was to Brandon Cooks.
That was to Brandon Cooks.
It was. He was the target there.
Yeah.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He is Joe Ryan Engel. I'm Jason Minix. A week from today is our big fall golf tournament.
Wow.
There's a handful of teams still available for you to claim. There are, I think, 4 foursomes.
Yeah,
left,
right around in there. Yes.
SASportsStar.com. Shotgun start next Monday morning at 9 a.m. at Olympia Hills.
Going to be fun. It's a lot of fun.
Going to be a great time. And then, of course, we'll have an after party next Monday afternoon out at Slackers. This Thursday is our big Golden Tee tournament at Slackers North Star location, where you could win a spot into the sold-out golf tournament. So technically, we're not sold out yet, but we will be by Thursday.
No doubt. And you come out and watch me kick Pledger's ass at Golden Tee, because I think we're still doing that. Not sure, but I mean, unless he's chickened out and told, went to Spence and said, yeah, let's not do that. He might have.
Yo, you think that's going to happen?
He might have done that.
The fact that we're going to let James Pledger out of the, what does Rob call it? The glass box of fun?
Yeah.
Yes. Which I'm not sure why we actually call it that. But then again, that's Rob.
Well, I don't see anybody having fun in there. I don't know.
Pledger's always having fun, yet he's always alone. I don't want to go down that road. It's like sneaking Taylor Swift out of the Kansas City Chiefs suite in a popcorn machine.
Yeah.
Which may or may not have actually happened.
Taylor's, I'm a Swiftie.
You are.
I am.
You are.
But I got so sick.
I'm a
Swiftie. I got so sick of seeing Taylor Swift yesterday. It makes my head spin.
Why do you hate America? I mean, she's like the biggest star in America right now.
Every time the Travis Kelce was mentioned, or every time he caught a pass, like they're just all up there, just having a good time. And I'm like, let's see Taylor Swift again.
Taylor Swift's at the game.
Oh, that's great.
I mean, you know who was more pissed off than you? Patrick's wife.
Probably.
Because the cameras weren't on her suite. Why didn't she sit with Patrick's wife?
She probably said absolutely not.
I mean, think about it. The Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce relationship has gone to the part of meeting the parents already.
I know. Mama was up in the suite with Taylor, and then they said he rented out some restaurant rooftop after the game. They went up there for dinner.
And if you've been to Kansas City, there's not a lot of those options.
I wouldn't think so.
I mean, there's very few like I was kind of hoping there's a great little burger stand downtown called Town Topic. And
why the hell would he take Taylor Swift to a burger joint?
Well, because wouldn't that be awesome? Could have gone to KCP&L.
No, he took her to a nice restaurant. My only problem is,
wouldn't you love to know?
She makes a hell of a lot more money than he does. Why didn't she do that? She could have rented out the whole place.
I will tell you a true story. When I first met my wife, I said to her, no date of mine ever pays for anything. Then I realized she's a nurse that makes way more money than me. And I was like, you know what? As a matter of fact, you can pay for a lot of things.
There's a first time for everything.
I think first big date, Travis has to run out the place.
Was this the first big date?
Well, I mean, it's the first that we've heard, so we'll go with that. Now granted, she flew probably into Kansas City on her private plane. That's not cheap. Gas is expensive in those planes, right? Her entourage, everybody, probably rented out 4 different hotels. So the paparazzi in Kansas City, some dude named Jake with a camera, they couldn't find him. It's what it is.
Well, I don't think Taylor Swift's going to have a problem with the light bill, even though she spent all that money. All I'm saying is that, hopefully they worked out a deal. And she'll at least pay for something.
I'm sure at some point she will.
But he got her tickets in the suite, for goodness sake.
But he already had those.
Wow.
They have a suite.
Travis, you're a good man, buddy. You're a good man.
Think about all the other knuckleheads that were in that suite.
There were a lot of knuckleheads in there.
They don't always act like that. They were acting like that because they knew the cameras were on them.
Of course they were.
Because Taylor Swift was in there. And if you haven't watched the Kelce documentary, the Kelce show on Prime, you're happy for Mama Kelce getting to spend a game with Taylor.
Well, hopefully she gave her the 3rd degree, as moms should do, right? What are your intentions with my son, young lady?
Do moms ask that of daughters?
I don't know. Do they?
Don't hurt my son.
Don't hurt him
during season.
Just don't write a song about my son.
Are you kidding?
If it's a nasty breakup, please don't do that.
Are you kidding? The songs are already being written. There's a whole album here. There's like 14 songs coming.
Wow. Now I wonder how many other Kansas City Chiefs are jealous. You think Patrick Mahomes? He's like the best quarterback in the league. He ought to be dating somebody like Taylor Swift.
He's with this high school sweetheart. I'm just curious. How many players had stuff at Travis's locker today to get autographed by Taylor Swift for their wives, girlfriends, daughters, cousins?
Well, that's why she had to ride out in a popcorn box, because there was a bunch of Swifties there waiting for her to come out and get an autograph.
Look, and everybody wants to talk about Taylor Swift, right, Mario?
Wow.
Yes, Jason. She put on a better performance than the Bears did on Sunday.
That's not saying much.
Well, so did I, Mario.
And none of us had to witness it, thank God.
Jeez. My goodness.
If the Bears would have showed up, they probably wouldn't have featured her as much. But
that's a great point. Even with Taylor Swift in half of the cutaway shots, Fox went away from that game at halftime because it was so bad.
Yeah, there are sometimes teams in the NFL that are just awful. Really awful. The Bears are that team this year. Where they're just awful. And I was singing the praises of Justin Fields before the season began, because I really think he's a talented dude.
So you're actually admitting you were wrong?
I was wrong. And when it comes to Justin Fields, yes, he's horrible. Horrible. But to his defense, that entire Bears team is just awful.
So are you still defending Justin or no?
Poor Caleb Williams. Do you think that's one of those teams that'll say, nah, I don't want to go there?
Caleb can do what he wants.
He can, and it's what he's already said. He may stay in school. He may pull an Eli Manning or a John Elway. Say, nah, I'm not playing there. Who the hell wants to play in Chicago anyway?
I don't know. A lot of people probably.
No, they don't.
Here's the thing, though. In all seriousness, Caleb Williams looks like he's on his way to another Heisman. Although in reality,
I don't know about that.
You look at the Washington quarterback, and a little love for Cam Ward, former UIW Cardinal. His performance on Saturday as Wazoo beat Oregon State was incredible. The Pac-12 in their final year is playing some of the best football, right? You think about the college football weekend. What Oregon did with everybody watching.
Yeah.
With everybody watching, what Oregon did to Colorado, and USC is up next for those guys.
But that one's in Colorado, so we'll see. And Prime will have them ready to play. I just don't know they started out the season with a pretty easy schedule. Everybody thought they catch TCU at a good time.
Sure.
So TCU didn't know what the hell they were going to face.
And without Hunter, although I don't know if he would have made that. Oregon is that good. I think most people with half a brain saw the schedule and thought, all right, 4 or 5, maybe 6 wins max for Colorado this year. They got 3 right off the bat. What happened in Oregon was expected. What's going to happen this week against USC is expected.
I don't know about that. And USC's got no defense. None. Well, they gave up, 30 points to Arizona State?
Hey, man, Arizona State was scrappy in that game.
USC's defense is terrible.
They are.
They're bad.
They don't even try.
Look, Colorado's going to to put up some points. There's no question about it. Now, can they
stop anybody?
Can they stop anybody? That's the question.
I mean, because that USC Arizona State game, I texted my daughter, said, "Are you going to the game?" And she was like, "Why? You know we're going to get beat by 50."
Well, they got beat by 14.
I know it, but this is like she told me, you taught me well, Dad. Why waste your time with a bad football game?
It looks like it was a good football game.
I mean, 42-28.
Yeah.
A little more than 14, but yeah.
That's good football game.
You got that?
That's 14.
I know. I just like watching you try to do math in your head.
No, I mean, I knew it was 14. I just don't think you did that very well. That's the problem.
It is the Blitz. 94-1 San Antonio Sports Star. Speaking of college football and bad games, Jeff Traylor from UTSA will join us at 5:15. We do have 2 NFL Monday night games tonight. The game here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, Tampa Bay and Philadelphia. Kevin Kugler from Westwood One will have the call of that one, and he will join us in about 45 minutes. It's that time of year where you aren't thinking about your heater, but you should be thinking about your heater. At Quarterman Plumbing, Heating, and AC, they've got great maintenance programs that ensures your unit is ready for every season. As we get into the end of September, the beginning of October, now is the time to schedule those tune-ups to make sure your heater is ready. Now, right now, it's still AC time. And Quartermoon will make sure if your AC is struggling that you're good to go. If you have plumbing issues, big job, small job, residential or commercial, their service trucks are fully stocked and they have all the equipment needed for any job. At Quartermoon, they do not have commissioned sales reps. They'll provide estimates and second opinions, and they have a great experienced staff that has earned an A+ ranking with the Better Business Bureau. Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating, and AC, 210-651-5899, 651-5899, or online, quartermoonplumbing.com.
Hey, Van Smack, you sound great in San Antonio.
It's the Jim Rome Show.
Props to 94.1, bringing back the Hall of Famer.
Weekdays at noon on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, 988 provides 24/7 compassionate support and connection to trained counselors. When you call, text, or chat 988, you'll be quickly connected to trained counselors who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and connect you to additional resources if needed. There is hope. The Lifeline works. You are not alone. For 24/7 support, just call, text, or chat 988.
MVP's bonus days are back at Lowe's. Shop the largest selection of Klein tools and get 5 times the bonus points. Plus, right now, buy a DeWalt Power Stack battery kit and get a select DeWalt Bear tool free, up to a $249 value. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Bonus points calculated before taxes and fees after applicable discounts, if any. Valid 9/18 through 9/29. Subject to change. DeWalt offer valid through 10/11.
Join the Blitz live this Friday at Round Table Pizza, located at 842 Northwest Loop 410. Beer, wings, pizza, football. Yeah, you heard that right. Plus, the 6 shooters from the Gunslingers are going to be hanging out with us, too. This Friday, come get a slice at Round Table Pizza.
Have you gotten your hands on Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at HEB yet? Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds offer big, bold flavors like sea salt and cracked black pepper, spicy dill, and Korean barbecue. Bonus, you're going to love the low-carb, high-protein, bacony crunch. Pick up your favorite flavors of Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at HEB today. Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds. Be big, be bold, be adventurous. Learn more at southernrecipesmallbatch.com.
It's Raymond and Austin. We're back on All-Star Sports Radio, celebrating their 30th year. Our sportsbook and casino sponsor, BetUS.com, is offering a 125% sign-up bonus plus up to 30 risk-free bets.
It's called Bet Protect, the perfect offer for crazy plays, like the famous butt fumble. It's the GOAT of embarrassing plays.
Really, remember when you bet me you could do a live show with a GOAT as your co-host, and he face-kicked you?
Thankfully, I didn't take the under on that one.
Anyway, folks, get Bet Protect today, the industry's biggest 125% sign-up bonus plus up to 30 risk-free bets. BetUS.com, where the game begins.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
It's football season and the Roo Pub is kicking off their 10-year anniversary party. Over the past decade, the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch a game with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. College football, pro football, the games are on at the Roo. Aggie fans, every game will be on with sound. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Celebrating 10 years, the Roo Pub next to the Angry Elephant, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
It's the Mike McCarthy Show every Friday morning at 7 and 9 with R&R in the morning.
I'm all about winning. So when it has to do with winning, then it's part of our operation, our messaging, and our outlook.
A look at the Cowboys' upcoming game presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Should I keep it live?
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Wednesday, the Blitz is going to be live out at Texas Cheer Liquor, number 9, over there at 1604 in Culebra, the Culebra Commons Shopping Center. Always free samples. Could have used plenty of those last night after the Cowboys game.
You probably did. Anyway.
Well, they weren't free samples last night at the house. I had already paid for the sampling.
What's there in your refrigerator, though? It's like a free sample.
Is that the way you look at things?
Sure, you're not thinking about how much you paid for that 12-pack or whatever it was.
Nah, at that point, it's just free beer, right?
Of course. You go to your refrigerator, open it up. You didn't pay anything for it. You didn't have to put your credit card down for a tab. So it's free.
I'm trying to figure out how you rationalize certain things in your head. And I'm still not there yet.
Yeah, I don't think you ever will. A little too complicated for you.
Yeah, complicated is the word I'm looking for. I think about what you just said. If like Joanna had gone shopping and bought the beer and put it, I didn't pay for it, so it's free.
There you go. Exactly. But say you bought it, I don't know, you're getting ready for Sunday and you bought it on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Just pick a day. It doesn't matter. Maybe by that time Sunday rolls around, you forget about it.
So it's kind of like Guns N' Roses tomorrow night in the Alamo Dome. I bought those things so long ago.
Exactly.
It's like a free concert.
Exactly right. Now you're going to go and make a fool out of yourself and drink a bunch of beer and pay for all that. But I mean, that's fine. Okay. That you'll have to pay for, but the tickets were free.
Huh.
It's gone. See,
but they weren't free.
But
I paid for them.
The way, but the way I look at it, it's like if you put something on your credit card, and then once you pay that bill off, it's like it's done. You're free. It's free.
But you still paid for it.
I know, but if I don't think about it that way, and it brings me happiness.
That brings you happiness.
Happiness, because it's like I'm getting a freebie.
Yet you paid for it. And then you paid off the credit card.
But I don't remember that. I mean, it was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago.
Sure.
Well, see, we're that way. We pay our credit cards off every week, so we never pay interest.
Well, see, exactly.
So you think I'm just skating through life free?
I don't do it every week, but we do it every month. And so, yeah, it's the same thing.
Really?
Sure.
Huh.
If you put something on there, I mean, if I bought something in September that I'm using now, I mean, it's like, oh, geez.
That makes about as much sense as what I heard from Mike McCarthy earlier today when he said, yeah, we're struggling in the red zone, but we get there more than anybody.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're not executing, obviously, the way we like to. I got to do a better job, obviously. It starts with me. They were playing us really, really, high in coverage. So that's why, we were committing to the run, which, I felt – a lot of times we had to go length of the field. We backed off in some sharp plays and everything, but yeah, we need to do a better job in the red zone.
Yeah, I would say you need to do a better job in the red zone. But I know they committed to the run. They ran the ball a lot until They didn't. And then they just stopped doing it. And then call Mike McCarthy right now. I want to talk to him at this moment. And then they put the ball in Dak Prescott's hands. And they end up with field goals.
But, man, they get into the red zone a lot.
That's awesome.
I really wish that at Underdog Fantasy, they will come up with red zone opportunities for the Dallas Cowboys.
They don't have that?
They don't. Now, what they do have are player stats. And when you go there, especially in the pick'em game that I love playing, it's you pick whether a player is going to be higher or lower, a stat total players, and you could win up to 20 times your money in a single game by going 5 for 5. It is a fantasy game, but you can win real money and is legal in the state of Texas. And I know if CeeDee Lamb would have had 2 more targets yesterday, I'd be a lot happier today, even though the Cowboys lost the game. But kind of like the Cowboys, it didn't happen for me yesterday. But there are 2 Monday night games tonight. The Eagles in Tampa Bay, the Rams, and the Bengals. You want to make it a little bit more interesting, make sure you download the Underdog Fantasy app or go to UnderdogFantasy.com. Use my promo code STAR, and Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. So if you deposit $100, you're playing with $200. Plus, if you're a new customer, you'll get a special pick in your pick'em lobby, which is going to be higher than half a yard. So take advantage of that. Go download the Underdog Fantasy app or go to the website, UnderdogFantasy.com. Again, promo code STAR, must be over 18 and present in a state where where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or go to ncpgambling.org. Go download the Underdog Fantasy app or go to UnderdogFantasy.com. Remember to use my promo code STAR.
The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, presents
94.1 San Antonio's Fall Golf Classic, Monday, October 2nd at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now for $120 per person or $400 per foursome. Plus, a hole-in-one shot for your chance at $50,000 or a $1,000 gift card. 94.1 San Antonio's Fall Golf Classic, benefiting the Lupus Foundation of America, Lone Star Chapter. Presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, Flight by Yingling, Twin Peaks, Renewal by Anderson, Meritage Homes, and Slacker Sports and Arcade Bar. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
Sports fans, this is Ultimate Vegas Insider John Anthony, and I'm on fire. Prove it. I'm releasing your Monday Night Report absolutely free on recorded message line. Call 1-800-244-5506. I love tonight's matchup. Los Angeles, Cincinnati is a monster. Side and total. Los Angeles, Cincinnati. Critical information confirmed. Plus Thursday's early release. That's 5 big plays. John Anthony has you covered. I love to go 5-0 free and recorded message. 1-800-244-5506. Information wins. John Anthony Sports, #1 against the spread. Los Angeles, Cincinnati is huge. Call 1-800-244-5506. You want the information? I've got it. I love to go 5-0 or the season free. Call the recorded message line, 1-800-244-5506. Critical information confirmed. I've got it. I love to go 5-0 or the season free. 1-800-244-5506 or go to johnanthonysports.com.
Sponsored by JFSR Group. Imagine getting an impressive cash offer on your home and then selling it for more. Yeah, that happens all the time with Orchard. Getting paid more than you thought is Orchard's goal, even in this market. It's simple. Orchard sells homes faster and for more money, with the majority of homes selling in under 30 days. That's right, under 30 days. And Orchard handles everything, including paint, repair, list, and showing your home. And they'll make your listing stand out with price-boosting upgrades at no upfront cost to you. And here's my favorite part. You just relax as Orchard and their expert agents do all of the work, bringing buyers to you by prepping and promoting your home. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Let Orchard help maximize your sale price. Look, with so many companies trying to lowball you, Orchard works hard to get you top dollar. Want to sell your home for more? I sure would. Learn how to maximize your sale price and get a free valuation at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com. Orchard.com.
When your people are ready, your business is ready. Cintas makes sure they have what they need to perform their best. Whether it's freshly laundered work apparel for almost any job imaginable, fire protection systems that are tested and inspected, first aid and safety supplies, floor mats, or cleaning tools and restroom products, stocked and ready when you need them. Better work days happen together, so visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Wow, Total Wine really does have everything. I found your favorite bourbon, an awesome vodka, oh, and Ruthie.
Ruthie?
That's me. Always happy to help. Honey, Ruthie found that amazing Cabernet you loved.
Oh, yeah. That Cabernet was really good.
And we have it for the lowest price in town.
We've got to get another bottle. So glad we found Ruthie.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More. Drink responsibly, be 21.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with things I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of the disease called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, straight lines seem wavy, like when looking at a door frame. For others, blurry or missing spots can make it hard to read or see loved ones' faces. Many have trouble seeing in low light, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you've been diagnosed with AMD and notice vision changes, don't wait. Talk to your eye doctor about GA today. Learn more at GAWon'tWait.com. That's GAWon'tWait.com.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville, your new home for the Jim Rome Show. Weekdays at noon.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
The best thing that happened to the Houston Texans organization was us beating the Indianapolis Colts last year, the last game of the season. So, Seven's the guy, man. We rock behind him at all times.
Why would Texans tight end Brevin Jordan say that? Well, because they had the number 2 pick and they got C.J. Stroud. They're very happy with him as they get their first win yesterday. Texas Rangers sit atop the AL West, 2.5 games ahead of the Astros. Rangers in L.A., Astros in Seattle.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. If you're on your way to the Pink concert in the Alamo Dome, thanks for taking us along with you on the ride.
We appreciate it. And since we're talking about concerts in the Alamo Dome and singers, every time I look around, Taylor Swift is there.
You know, Joe Reinagel, we established, I think, last week on the show that you are father of the year material.
I'm a Swiftie.
It is National Daughters Day. And yet you're hating on the great Taylor Swift.
I'm not. It's just she's everywhere.
I mean,
do I have to see her everywhere?
Get off my lawn.
I'm going to be sleeping tonight, and I'm going to have, like, stars.
Don't talk about dreaming about Taylor Swift.
Well,
because you wouldn't be the only one doing that.
That may or may not have happened before. I don't know.
I mean, here's the thing. Taylor Swift is one of the more famous people in America. Famous entertainers.
Right now, she might be top of the list.
One of the biggest stars.
Sure.
Travis Kelce, give him credit. Did you hear Bill Belichick?
Yeah.
Bill Belichick, right? No nonsense.
Travis Kelce's had a lot of big catches in his career. This would be the biggest.
That's one of the more coherent things I've ever heard out of Bill.
Doesn't sound like Bill Belichick. That's got to be AI Bill Belichick.
It's not. That was Bill Belichick, a noted Swiftie, this morning on his show. Micah Parsons, who was MIA against Arizona yesterday, he was fully aware that Taylor Swift was at the Chiefs game.
Yes, I am a Swiftie. I'm back in the 2000s. I'm the old Swift, though. Like, I want the old Swift.
when she was out there saying like she wears t-shirts, she wears short skirts and I wear t-shirts. Big hype for you, dog. You know what it is, dog. I mean, damn, you shot from deep and you scored. You Stephen Curry, my brother. You might be the new Steph of football. That's dope. I can't even lie.
I mean, Travis Kelce, he went for it.
He did. He took a shot
from way downtown.
Apparently. And, well, I mean, it just, the timing was right. I don't know how many boyfriends Taylor Swift has had and how many.
Google it. It takes pages.
Well, how many hit songs she's made, written
billions
about the breakups?
Billions.
So, Travis, I'm sorry, buddy. Or maybe I'm not. Maybe he's fine. But you will be the #1 hit for Taylor Swift by this time next year.
So you don't think this is going to last?
No.
Why?
Well, they're a cute couple. They're sweet. Because nothing lasts with Taylor Swift.
Well, maybe it's because she hasn't found the right guy yet.
You think Travis Kelce's the guy? But you know what? The street cred already he's got with Micah Parsons. You heard that? With Bill Belichick, for goodness sake.
Bill Belichick.
He's got street cred with Belichick.
I mean, Bill Belichick doing his interview this morning on a radio station in Boston. You got a Taylor Swift question?
Travis Kelce's had a lot of big catches in his career. This would be the biggest.
The most real thing we've ever heard from Bill Belichick, and it's about Taylor Swift.
This would be the biggest. Well, it win, lose, or draw for Travis Kelce. He'll have this for the rest of his life. I dated Taylor Swift.
Well, I mean, there's other goals here in play. And eventually TMZ is going to tell us if those goals were achieved. But even Patrick Mahomes
What do
knew.
you speak of goals?
Well, I mean, Patrick Mahomes knew that he needed at least one score on Sunday.
Do you realize how much pressure there was on you today from the Swifties to get Travis Kelce a touchdown with Taylor in the house today?
Yeah, I heard she was in the house.
Did you feel it? Did you feel the pressure, Patrick?
I felt a little bit of pressure. And so I knew I had to get it to Trav. And, of course, it's on a route that Travis, he does his own thing and just makes up a route, and I throw it to him. So I think he wanted to get in the end zone just as much as all the Swifties wanted him to.
That was code.
Well, I don't know if the Swifties want him to get in the end zone
I think they do.
after the game, but I
think
mean,
they do. There's got to be scores here,
dude.
I mean, it's about touchdowns, not field goals.
Well, I'm just exactly. And dude, can you imagine Travis Kelce 40 years from now, 50 years from now, grandkid sitting on his knee? Let me tell you about my night with Taylor Swift.
Why does it got to sound like that?
Get off my lawn.
I mean, seriously.
Come
what
here,
was that?
Whippersnapper, let me tell you a story. One night.
The hell is wrong with you, Ryan Eagle?
Good for him. So it's a win-win.
Why are you jealous? That's what it is.
Yeah,
You're jealous.
Duh. I'm a Swiftie. You're not?
I'm happy for the guy.
Oh, I'm thrilled for the guy. Yeah, he's a Super Bowl champ, makes millions of dollars, and now he's dating Taylor Swift. I'm pissed. Come here, whippersnapper. Sit on your grandpa's knee.
Who sounds that way?
How did you make that sound so creepy?
Don't old guys do that? I mean, old grandpas would, back
Well,
in the...
I think by definition, grandpas are old.
Come over. Well, I know they are.
Wait, you're a grandpa.
Come
Sorry.
over here, youngster.
Is that what you say to your grandkids?
No.
Come over here, youngster.
Not yet. 20 years from now, maybe.
You think you're going to be here in 20
over.
years? They're going to be too old to sit on your knee in 20 years.
Well, that would be creepy because they'll be in their 20s.
Boy, this just got creepy. Pink's in town.
I know. She is. Is she dating Travis Kelce?
No.
Damn. So is Belinda Carlisle, by the way. Remember the old Go-Go's?
Yes.
Yeah.
What does that have to do with anything?
Right here. I can't even do it with a straight face anymore.
You couldn't do it with a straight face to begin with. Crack crack yourself up, Brian
Oh,
Eagle.
my goodness.
Just crack yourself up.
Okay.
What a great weekend for live music in San Antonio.
Yeah.
Pink tonight.
Yeah.
With Belinda Carlisle, apparently.
Yes.
Tomorrow night, Guns N' Roses and Alice in Chains.
Well, Monday, Tuesday, not usually considered the weekend, is it?
I said week.
Oh, you did?
Maybe.
I thought you said weekend.
Did I say weekend?
You did.
Well, I mean.
Some people,
There
that's their weekend.
are days that end in Y.
Some people might have the weekend.
Yeah. Joe, well, I worked all weekend, so going to a concert tomorrow night.
Nice.
That'll work.
Good. Well, you worked all weekend.
Dude, we had that event.
Oh, yeah.
At an HEB.
Yeah, that was
Went and hung out with Ed Too Tall Jones.
Sure did. Rowdy.
And Rowdy, which still might be the problem for the Dallas Cowboys.
Speaking of creepy.
Uh-huh. Although he was certainly excited to see you.
He was. Well, Rowdy and I,
Although, when you sat down and said, come here and sit on my knee,
Hey,
we all thought
come
that was a
here,
little
Rowdy.
creepy.
Come over here. Sit on your grandpa's knee.
Oh, my God.
Woo.
So we worked on Saturday.
We did for a minute.
It was 2 hours.
Okay.
Hardest part about that was getting up to go to work.
Exactly.
I got up earlier on a Saturday to go to that event than I do during the week. And I had a Friday night game that went into overtime.
Oh, you poor thing.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
What do you got, Pledge? Joe Burrow's going to start today.
Well, of course he is.
Shocker.
The Bengals can't afford to go down 0-3.
No.
I mean, seriously, that'd be tough. 2
Monday night games tonight. Bengals with Burrow taking on the Rams. You can listen to that game tonight over on 1250 ESPN San Antonio. Remember when we were over there, AM 1250?
I remember
it's not
that,
a completely empty house. They're going to have the Bengals and Rams tonight.
We've got the Eagles and the Bucks.
Right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Kevin Kugler will be on the call for that one in Tampa Bay. He'll join us at 5:30. Coming up next, Jeff Traylor, head coach of the UTSA Roadrunners. If you're looking for a place to go watch those 2 Monday night games, get into the Rue Pub there at 281 and Redland Road with those 3 massive 170-inch screens, TVs all around, TVs that Wemby saw in person. He walked into the Rue Pub last night because Wemby knows if there's a big game, you get into the Rue. And if you're hungry, the Rue Pub has fantastic food, including the Wemby Burger. They've got the biggest and best wings in town, a great chicken sandwich. I love their fried shrimp. The appetizers, the salads, and that kitchen is open late till 2 a.m. every day with the full menu available. Of course, the Rue Pub has all the beers you want and a full bar. The game room has the best darts area in town and indoor cornhole. The Rue Pub next to the Angry Elephant, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Rue.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. This Sunday, it's the Cowboys and Patriots at 2:30 p.m.
Micah Parsons is on the ball.
And he's still alive.
He's still running. He's still moving with the ball to the 10, to the 5, to the goal line.
Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chunkla, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Join the Blitz live this Friday at Round Table Pizza, located at 842 Northwest Loop 410. Beer, wings, pizza, football. Yeah, you heard that right. Plus, the 6 shooters from the Gunslingers are going to be hanging out with us, too. This Friday, come get a slice at Round Table Pizza.
It's raining in Austin. We're back on All Star Sports Radio, celebrating their 30th year. Our sportsbook and casino sponsor, BetUS.com, is going big.
That's right, Austin. Sports bettors can win a new truck, get the industry's biggest 125% sign-up bonus, and even get up to 30 risk-free bets.
Touchdown. BetUS also has a 150% casino sign-up bonus.
Blackjack, now you're talking, Austin. They also have live dealers and live betting on sports, including racetrack.
Get started today at BetUS.com, where the game begins.
Now is the best time to buy a Connecticut water softener. With current models being closed out to make way for the new ones, you can save big. Call Connecticut at 656-PURE and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you. That's 656-PURE.
Nobody brings you more value in fine jewelry than Diamonds Direct, and they're proving it again by rolling back interest rates to 0%. But you need to hurry. Now through Sunday only, you can make any purchase and spread your payments over 5 years with an unheard of interest rate of 0.0%. A $6,000 ring is just $100 a month. But hurry, this radical offer ends Sunday at 5 p.m. Don't miss this once-a-year blockbuster deal. Hurry, 5 years, zero interest financing. Get details and more at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion. Approved credit.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine. Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
The Jim Rome Show.
Hey, Jim Rome here, and back in the military city of San Antonio.
Weekdays at noon on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Stuck with UTSA head football coach Jeff Traylor. Joins us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Coach, tough Saturday up in Tennessee. Not a lot of healthy guys going into it. What positives do you take out of a game like that?
I was honest with them at halftime. I've never been down 31-0 as a head coach, and I just told them, I'm like, it ain't good, and we got to find a way to get out of this thing. And not one of them wasn't looking at me. Not one of them was no BCD, no blame, no complain, no defend. And we came out the second half and played our tails off. Old McCallum came out there and put on a heck of a show and led us 2 touchdowns and had the ball 31-14 driving, and didn't that drive was really the one that killed us. Not getting the thing back to 31-21. And so that would be the positive. It's just the way our kids responded. Just very disappointed that we didn't block them the first time up front. We got whipped. We couldn't run the ball into good boxes. They rushed with 4 and sack us. And, that's a hard way to make a living when 4 people can defeat 7. And a lot of that was happening, which is the first time that's shown up. The scary part is 2 weeks consecutive, we've not stopped the running game. And I understand Tennessee is really, really talented. But that's 2 weeks in a row that's happened, which is very disappointing.
Coach, just looking at the positives and watching the game, I mean, Eddie Lee, played, but Owen McCowan came in and really looked good. He looked like he had a true command of what you were asking him to do, and played well, I thought.
Yeah, I agree. Whenever a guy goes off the bench, he's a freshman, 18 out of 20, 2 touchdowns. But he suffered some of the same things Eddie did. We couldn't protect him. And that's hard to play quarterback when you can't run the football and you can't be protected. And it wasn't like they were bringing some, there was a couple of pressures they brought that we had not seen. But we just got whipped, to be very honest with y'all. That's on me. I'm the head coach. It's my responsibility.
Jeff Traylor, the UTSA head coach, joining us here on the Blitz. And, you think about, the Cowboys game yesterday, first play of the game, Arizona breaks off a big play and they jump out to the lead. The Cowboys never really seemed to recover. Tennessee jumped out, first play of the game, big lead. You guys did. Was it something that that you said, an adjustment that you made? Because quite honestly, I thought, boy, this one could get ugly. And your guys battled. I mean, and that was a positive I took from it. And that's what I expect out of a UTSA team. They're going to battle for 4 quarters.
Yeah, that was the positive, and it's what's going to bring us out of this. And I keep going back, to our players to remind them, we got beat by the same score last year by Texas 2 different ways. I mean, it was a different tell 2 halves both ways. But, we lost about 13 to 18 kids to injury in that game. If you'll remember, Middle Tennessee had just beaten Miami.
Mm-hmm.
We were going to Middle Tennessee, and everybody had written us off. And it was just pretty much the same song and dance. And, man, our kids bowed up. We went up to Middle Tennessee and played one of our best games of the year. Came home with a road victory to start conference and kind of just flipped the whole season. And then we rattle off 9 in a row. And I still feel like this team is capable of that. Obviously, we've had a lot of health injuries at quarterback, similar to our first year here. We hope to get JT back in some kind of minimal capacity against Temple. We hope to get a little offensive line help back. But we came out of the game relatively healthy, which is a very positive sign.
Jeff, I know you're disappointed with a 1-3 start. You, as the head coach of this team, you want to win them all. But when you look back and what's happened health-wise, doesn't it start, though, with Temple? I mean, honestly, the season begins there, conference play. That's what's really important.
It is, but you know how it is in this business. It's just so hard. Having confidence is really, really valuable, and we've always had a lot of confidence here. You can lose confidence, too. And I've got to really get my kids to block out the naysayers. I got to get my coaching staff. It's funny. I don't get on that. I just totally unplug from the season. Even my best buddies, I don't know what their scores are. I just don't watch any of it. I keep up with the Saints, and that's about it. Just because I know how that social media stuff can be. It's the people that love you the most that when they're trying to help, they send you these 45 words of encouragement about not listening to all the people, what they're saying bad about you on Twitter. And I'm kind of like, hell, they must be trashing me really bad right now. And they're sending me all these Bible verses. So all my buddies that love me so much, I just assume you not even send that to me. I already know what they're probably saying.
Coach, doesn't that mean you've arrived as a program where people give a damn?
Yes, and I 100% agree with that. You can't have it both ways. You cannot have it both ways. It's just you got to be careful with young kids and even coaches on your staff that they don't start believing all that stuff. In my quiet time today, I saw something I thought that was so really good, and it really needs to help me. When you're alone, guard your thoughts. When you're with people, guard your words. And I've got to be careful because I'm such a competitor. And then in my quiet time, it also said, halt. Never speak to the media if you're hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. And I was thinking to myself, good Lord, when I went to speak to the media, I was for sure hungry. I was for sure angry. I promise you I felt lonely, and I was tired as heck. So it was a bad time maybe talking to the media after the game. So somehow the Lord knew exactly what I needed in my quiet time.
No doubt. Jeff, what do you do this week? How do you prepare? What are the kids going to be doing? They're going to get some time off and all that stuff?
No, I think it's just different. The last 3 seasons we've had it week 9. I think in those times, that's when you give your team a lot of time to rest and recover. We're still playing the game of football. We're getting better right now, right? We've got Temple next week. So we're going to give them today off because by NCAA we have to. Tomorrow I'm going to give them lift, and we're just going to install game plan and video. Wednesday will be like the install day as far as practice. Thursday will be a padded workout on Temple. I'll give them Friday and Saturday off to be with their families, and Sunday, and we'll practice Sunday night. So we'll try to grab 3 practices this week on Temple and try to get ready. We got to go get this one, man. It's a big ball game, and we got to go get this one.
Just from a health standpoint, even though you're going to work them this week, just to not have a game Saturday, whether it's a game, you don't have to travel. You just get that time to just kind of breathe a little bit, right?
There's no doubt. I agree. And especially with Frank and what's going on with his toe and with JT and the knee. And, you're going to get hopefully Ben Rios back pretty quick. You're going to hopefully get Payne Bear back pretty quick. Ken Robinson couldn't play this weekend because of his ankle, one of our safeties. Those kind of injuries, We get Dan, our tight end. We should be getting him back in a couple more weeks. Micah Hart in a month. So, it's good to know we got some help coming back. And this Temple team, they're better than I wanted them to be honest with you. I was hoping they weren't going to be, but they've been very scrappy against Miami and Rutgers, and they've beaten the two other teams. So we're going to have our hands full up here in Philadelphia.
Jeff, is there any question that Frank will be ready for that Temple game?
I'm just not going to play him if he can't run around correctly. I'm just not going to do it. And he doesn't want to hear it. He's going to want to play no matter what. It's going to be important how he looks. To take away that kid's feet is not fair to him. It's not fair to a running back. It's not fair to any wide receiver, any skilled kid. When their feet aren't right, it's not fair. Now, if he looks normal, then, yeah, I'm going to let him roll. I mean, you know how important he is to our team and our offense. But if he's not, we're not going to do it.
As a coach, you've got to protect a player from the player himself. And I know for you to make that decision, if it comes to it, that he's not ready to go, that's, clear and probably the right thing to do, even though fans want to see him out there. But watching Owen McCown, and you think about his dad, this guy, I don't know what it is about coaches and their sons that play quarterback, but you think about Josh as a coach, but he played quarterback at a gazillion different levels and for half of the teams in the NFL. Owen just looks like he grew up watching film starting in the womb, didn't he?
Oh, it just makes me feel good about both those kids. I mean, when we decided to go with Eddie Lee first against Army, we had planned on playing Owen in that game as well. But Army kept the ball 45 minutes, so I couldn't get him out there. And nobody was cheering more for Eddie than Owen was. And I had told Eddie coming into this game, look, I'm going to let Owen play. I don't know when and for how long, but he's going to play. And that happened. So they're both professionals. They both love each other. They're both very good quarterbacks. And quarterback play was not why we got beat Saturday. But we were very pleased with the way Owen came off the bench and played.
Jeff, how do you make that decision? I mean, and I'm not asking you to tell us who's going to start at quarterback if Frank can't go, but how do you make that? Or maybe I am.
Who's going to start at quarterback, Coach? I mean, honestly.
But how do you make that call? I mean, as going in, is it how they perform in practice that week, or how do you make that call?
Well, some of it's just your gut. I thought Eddie has earned that right. I mean, he's been here for 3 years. He's performed well when he's had his opportunity. Obviously, Tennessee's a tough task against anybody on the road from 100-something thousand people. So we went with Eddie again. He played well versus Army. But we need to know about both kids going into conference. And I explained that to Eddie before the game, that we need to see both guys, especially at that position, because sometimes it just looks different in practice than it does in the game. And that's why we did that.
Jeff Traylor, head coach of the UTSA Roadrunners. They get a bye this week, then conference play begins in another week up at Lincoln Financial Field against Temple. I know schedules are always weird during a bye. Are you going to be on with us next week?
Whatever you guys tell me to do, I'm going to do it. When you're 1-3, you do whatever the media tells you to do right now, baby. I don't have any favors out there, so I need to be getting me some favors.
We want you.
Yeah, so we'll talk to you next week more about Temple, and we'll give you good recommendations for some Philly cheesesteaks.
You got it, brother. I'll be glad to talk to y'all. Thank y'all. Sorry, nobody feels worse about this than I do. I really thought we'd be 3-1 with the team we had coming back. It's been a tough start, but I give you my word, we're going to get our way out of this thing. And appreciate everybody in the city. God bless and birds up.
God bless and birds up. And the good news is 0-0 in conference play.
Right. That's right.
Jeff Traylor on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond online at buyersbarricades.com. You think about Owen McCown. He looked so comfortable coming in.
He really did. I mean, you see that kid? He looks like he's 12.
Yeah, well,
young kid, but I mean, he played well, and I meant that as a.
Have you seen his dad, Josh?
Yeah,
his dad looks 18.
Yeah,
right. I mean,
but he looked when he came in there. Being in a big stadium like they were in, and coming into that ball game, the UTSA way behind. I mean, he had complete command of that offense, and he throws a good ball.
I remember asking Josh, the former Sam Houston State quarterback, if he could name all the NFL teams that he played for. And he told me he was on, I've talked to him a number of times, but I think this was in Minnesota at Super Bowl Radio Row with me and Rob. And he said, I've spent so much money on frames because he's got every one of his NFL jerseys framed. and I think he missed one as we went through the list. I just Googled it. The Cardinals, the Lions, the Raiders, the Dolphins, the Panthers, something called the Hartford Colonels, the 49ers, the Bears, the Buccaneers, the Browns, the Jets, the Eagles, and the Texans.
It's just about all of them, isn't it? It's about half.
It's
oh, we're getting there.
1, 2, 3, 4,
double digits.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of the NFL teams.
Wow.
That he has paid for. Not quite half, but we know math, we've proven that today, is not your strong suit. And then he was he's currently a coach with the Carolina Panthers.
Well, good for him. You know, the good news, all of us, sports geeks want to go visit every stadium. He's halfway there.
I mean, with jerseys. That's a lot of NFL paychecks. That's all I got to say. There is NFL action tonight. I know we'd love to continue talking about the Cowboys' loss to the Cardinals, but
no, we will.
Monday Night Football tonight. The Eagles and Buccaneers will be the game you can listen to here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Kevin Kugler has the call on that one, and he will join us next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Big Pink concert tonight. You've got Guns N' Roses tomorrow. Lots of different things going on. Nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, because you do. The best way to do that is by calling my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds, because nobody beats their price. They have payment plans available, a free shuttle service. They're discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. So if you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or online at mybestbailbonds.com.
It's R&R in the morning.
Tuesday on R&R in the morning, we are joined by Fort Worth Star Telegram's Clarence Hill at 7. We're going to talk about what went right and what went wrong in Dallas. We'll hear from Gary Jones in the 9 o'clock hour, and we'll react to both. That's right, back-to-back weeks, doubleheader Monday Night Football. The party starts at 6.
It's your wake-up call. R&R in the morning, 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey y'all, my name is Tiara, and a little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A spicy chicken biscuit is that it has the perfect amount of spice to jumpstart my day. Whoever thought of it, thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Robert, and a little thing I love about Chick-fil-A spicy chicken biscuit is the biscuit. It reminds me of my grandma's homemade biscuit. It's always buttery and savory. Then you add the spices, instant classic.
Order the spicy chicken biscuit on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real Chick-fil-A guests paid for their testimonials.
When your people are ready, your business is ready. Cintas makes sure they have what they need to perform their best. Whether it's freshly laundered work apparel for almost any job imaginable, fire protection systems that are tested and inspected, first aid and safety supplies, floor mats, or cleaning tools and restroom products, stocked and ready when you need them. Better work days happen together, so visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Nobody brings you more value in fine jewelry than Diamonds Direct, and they're proving it again by rolling back interest rates to 0%. But you need to hurry. Now through Sunday only, you can make any purchase and spread your payments over 5 years with an unheard of interest rate of 0.0%. A $6,000 ring is just $100 a month. But hurry, this radical offer ends Sunday at 5 p.m. Don't miss this once-a-year blockbuster deal. Hurry, 5 years, zero interest financing. Get details and more at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion. On approved credit.
Yuengling, America's oldest brewery, has been making beer in America for 6 generations. And for nearly 200 years, we've been all about bringing the good times. By hand, by foot, by bike, by bikers, by fanny pack or jetpack, by whatever means necessary. With Yuengling Traditional Lager, good times taste even better. Yingling, bring the goods.
Drink responsibly.
Hey, I love your outfit.
It's Stitch Fix. I'd like to thank my stylist for making me look amazing. She sends looks that work for me and my budget. She gets my fit just right. She turns me on to styles I never would have found on my own. Because of her, because of Stitch Fix, I have time to take care of everything else. They just make everything so easy. So thank you, Stitch Fix. My stylist just gets me, and they'll get you too. Stitch Fix. Take your style quiz today at stitchfix.com.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, 988 provides 24/7 compassionate support and connection to trained counselors. When you call, text, or chat 988, you'll be quickly connected to trained counselors who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and connect you to additional resources if needed. There is hope. The Lifeline works. You are not alone. For 24/7 support, just call, text, or chat 988.
It's the Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your shot at $50,000 nationally, while weekly winners locally get a $50 gift card to Five Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. At the end of the season, locally, the best overall record wins the San Antonio Grand Prize of $1,000 worth of tickets to any event from Awesome Tickets. Sign up today at sasportstar.com.
Snap is back. Prescott looking. Now he's throwing in the end zone. It's intercepted.
We're not executing, obviously, the way we like to. I got to do a better job, obviously. That starts with me.
Yeah, it sucks. It's humbling. We've all got to get back to the drawing board. Starts with me.
Dobbs in the gun. Claps his hands. Has the ball come back. He's sacked by Parsons. The Lion eats at the 20.
I mean, if you look at the game and true drop back and rushing, I was doing what I usually do when you're playing from behind with a slow start. And that's just reality of football.
This is the War Room on the Blitz.
What the hell's going on out here?
Cowboys, Texans, Eagles, Niners, the NFC East. If they're playing for the Super Bowl, then you'll hear about them right here.
Playoffs? We'll talk about playoffs? You kidding me?
This is the War Room.
You want to crown them? Then crown their ass.
On 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
They are who we thought they were.
Here's the Blitz's Jason and Joe.
Welcome back to the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Ryan Eagle. I'm Jason Minix. We need a break from all the whatever happened with the Cowboys yesterday because, a big, a team that runs well is Philadelphia. And that's on the Cowboys schedule twice. And they are on Monday Night Football tonight down in Tampa Bay. Let's talk about it with Kevin Kugler from Westwood One. He'll have the call tonight on Monday Night Football here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star coming up in just a little bit. He joins us now in the Buyers Barricades guest line. Kevin, help us break away from all this Cowboy talk.
Exactly. Yeah, I know one thing that Cowboys fans are very eager to hear about is the success of the Eagles, especially on the heels of a failure to get a win for the Dallas Cowboys over the Arizona Cardinals.
Thanks,
but it's good
Kevin.
to be on with you guys. I'm happy. I'm happy to provide a palate cleanser if I can.
Well, I tell you what, Kevin, everybody is a Baker Mayfield fan here in San Antonio. So as hard as that is to believe from his OU roots, we don't like them either. But tonight, Baker Mayfield is the man. What do you think has been his resurgence, if you will, there in Tampa Bay?
Well, yeah, it's a couple of things. One, he's done a really good job of hanging on to the football. And if you don't turn things over in this league, you've got a very good chance to win games. I don't want to go back to the Cowboys throwing an interception in the end zone yesterday, so I won't. But I'll just say for Baker, he's not turned the ball over. He's been very efficient with what he's done. He's gotten a renewed emphasis on the run game from his head coach, Todd Bowles. They're averaging over 33 carries per game. Now, they haven't been as effective in the run game as the Eagles have in this matchup, but they've committed to it, which takes a little bit of pressure off Baker. And then, look, he's still got two of the best wide receivers in this game, in Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. And I'll introduce you to a rookie that you're going to hear more about as the season goes along. Trey Palmer. He began his career at LSU, ended his career at Nebraska. They are extremely high on this rookie. And this is a young man who's going to have make some big plays for this team as the season goes on.
Kevin Kugler joining us here on the Blitz. He'll be on the call for tonight's Monday night game, Philadelphia and Tampa Bay, coming up here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Well, we've been talking a lot, and we'll stay with the theme. The Cowboys off to a great start until yesterday. Philadelphia, while they're 2-0, haven't looked like the Eagles team from last year, even though they're winning. Why the slow start for the Eagles?
Well, it's interesting because you look at everything and you say, all right, well, DeAndre Swift, for example, had a huge game last week, 175 yards rushing. So they're running the football well. They're taking care of the ball, third in the league in turnover differential at +4. So that's a good thing. But one of the issues that they've had, while they've created pressure, they have been hit hard by teams that can throw the football. Second most pass yards, most passing touchdowns allowed in the league through 2 games this season. So it's a combination of a defense that's given up a lot of yards through the air and an offense that under new offensive coordinator Brian Johnson doesn't seem to quite have had the rhythm that we saw from this Eagles team throughout the course of last season. A.J. Brown has seemed a little unhappy with the way things have gone the first couple of games. Jalen Hurts has yet to go over 200 yards passing the league. So it's just an offense that seems like it's a little out of sync, a defense that gives up a lot of yardage through the air, but the Eagles have still figured out to win those games. So as they learn a new offensive coordinator and they learn each other through the early stages of this season, they're still figuring out ways to win games, which is what this Eagles team has done really over the last year plus, win close games and advance on.
You know, Kevin, it always baffles me a little bit because the Eagles lose both of their coordinators, and we're talking offense now in particular. Why do you think an offensive coordinator comes in and tries to change everything? I know they want to put their stamp on it, but, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, I think it has to do a couple of things, a combination of differing personnel, and they didn't really change their personnel a whole lot, certainly at the most important position, the quarterback spot, but you changed one in the offensive line. The offensive line has not been quite as strong with the remaining 4 guys a year older in that offensive line. I don't know how much that you would say has changed in this, but there is a little bit of a tweak, and it does appear that the Eagles are less comfortable with what Brian Johnson has done from an offensive standpoint, at least to start the season. Now, maybe you give the Patriots a little credit for stymieing them some in week 1. I saw the Vikings yesterday with the Chargers game, and I don't know that I'd give their defense a ton of credit. That's a defense that has struggled. But this Vikings team, there's just something off about this group right now. And we'll see if the Buccaneers are a team that can help them get better. Although one of the reasons Tampa's been strong, their defense has been really good. The pattern's the same for these two teams in a lot of ways. Take care of the football, stop the run. Both teams have done that exceptionally well, and both teams are 2-0.
Kevin Kugler here on the Blitz. Kevin, is that one of the best parts about broadcasting Monday night games is Sunday you just get to watch all the games? Like if you're in Tampa, if I were you, I'd have been at a great bar downtown called Hat Tricks, which is one of the best bars in America, just watching all the games and taking it all in.
Well, you know what? The NFL makes it very easy to see games these days wherever you may be. So it's very nice to have the opportunity to, you know, like when we were growing up, and I'm assuming ages here, but when we were growing up, that wasn't an option. It was what was on one channel, what was on another channel. You know, kids, I'll get on my old man rocking chair here. Kids today are spoiled. You can watch any game you want. But it's really great for the league to be able to say, no matter where you are, you can watch every one of these games. So your fandom carries border to border, state to state, around the world. No matter where you're sitting, you get to see every little thing that happens in this league every single week.
Including numerous and annoying shots of Taylor Swift all day long. And I know that game was terrible.
Here's the old man soapbox.
Yeah, here I go. You started it, Kevin, so I'm going to finish it here. But, I mean, I got to the point where I was like, please, do we have to see Taylor Swift anymore? And they just kept going and going.
Will you explain to him why?
That has to be good for the NFL, though.
I guess. I suppose it is. Look, the Taylor Swifties, the Swifties are large in number. There is a legion of Taylor Swift fans who are now all of a sudden finding out that the NFL exists, that it's a thing, and that it's something they need to watch because Taylor Swift might be interested in the NFL, or at the very least interested in one specific NFL tight end. I wish I could say that you'll not see her anymore when she goes to games, but every single time she's at a game, every single cutaway shot will be her. I'm sure now she will learn that every single cutaway shot is her, and maybe not drop inappropriate language when her beau does something well in the game like she did yesterday.
I think the LFG just goes hand in hand. I mean, it's got to be there, but you as a play-by-play man, a seasoned one, now have to work in Taylor Swift song references into your calls.
Luckily, I have daughters, so I can rely on their strength in that area to fill in the gaps that I lack.
I hear you there, Kevin. You think about the game tonight, the implications, and I would imagine, kind of bringing it back to where we started with the Dallas Cowboys. As a guy that covers the league from your level versus us here in Cowboy country and looking Cowboys out, you're looking at it at a different angle. What is the league-wide perception of Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys?
I think the league-wide perception of the Cowboys first is that this is one of the teams that can still, despite what we saw yesterday, it is one game in a long season. This is a team that is a Super Bowl contender. And I know people will hear that, and they're in the midst of the rage of losing yesterday. But I really believe that the league perception and the national perception is still, this team can contend for a Super Bowl. Will they? I don't know, but I think the NFC has a lot of rank them. San Francisco would be number one on my list right now. I think they have the best roster, maybe in the entire NFL, certainly in the NFC, and I think they're the team to beat right now for them 3 games, for the rest of the league 3 games, for the teams I have tonight 2 games. But they're the best team. But there's no reason Dallas can't be in the mix. We talked about Philadelphia. Philadelphia through 2 games is 2-0, but they're flawed. Nobody's going to be stunned if they lose this game tonight to Tampa Bay. And all of a sudden, then everybody's 2-1 again. So I don't know that there's a whole national perception of, oh, man, the Cowboys, here we go again, because I'm sure here we go again was muttered by more than one Cowboys fan over the last 24 hours. I don't think that it is a here we go again situation. As far as Dak's concerned, I think Dak is one of the really good quarterbacks. There's elite level quarterbacks, there's great level quarterbacks, there's really good quarterbacks. I think he's in the really good to great category, but he's got to prove himself. And that this league is the ultimate prove it league. You've got to go out week in and week out and prove that you're great. Every great elite quarterback has had bad games. The challenge for Dak is to stack enough great games together to push this team to that next level.
Kevin Kugler, always appreciate the time. Tampa Bay, Philadelphia coming up at 6 o'clock Central Time, our time, not yours, because you're looking at your watch. Appreciate you this close to kickoff, taking some time with us.
Hey, it's my pleasure. Good to be on with you guys.
Appreciate it. Kevin Kugler on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com. Again, Eagles and Bucks at 6 here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. And let's touch on what Kevin just said there. I know we're all angry about the way the game went yesterday, losing to the Arizona Cardinals, and with Dak Prescott throwing an interception late that ended any hope with that interception. Kevin just said he's in that really good to great category. Not
Which
elite,
is a third
really
step down.
good. Top 10, top 12.
Elite, great, really good. I'm not even sure he's there.
After yesterday, you're right. I mean, it'll be interesting tomorrow to see where the Cowboys are in the power rankings. I mean, the first 2 games, were they going to be able to maintain that throughout the season? No. In yesterday, are they as bad as they played yesterday? No. Hell, what did Dan Quinn say? There were 3 guys on defense yesterday that he thought played well.
That's it.
And none of them are named Micah Parsons, who last week was the MVP.
D-Law, Malik Hooker, and Deron Bland are the guys that Dan Quinn pointed out. And he said they're the only guys on defense that played well.
The only.
Now, the Cowboys could be afraid to, piss off their golden child.
Micah Parsons didn't have a good game yesterday.
I know. He didn't.
Micah Parsons did have a sack, but he never had that impact play. He never had that play, even if he wasn't the one that made it, because they were trying to avoid it. He allowed one of his teammates to make it. So that assist, if you will, that hockey assist, he was a non-factor. for a guy that a week ago we were talking about not defensive player of the year, but MVP of the league.
No doubt. And he played like that the first 2 games. There's no question about it. But if you notice what the Cardinals were doing, where the Jets weren't. The Jets were trying to block this guy with 1 offensive lineman. The Cardinals were bringing him back in to chip him, to slow him down. And I think you're going to see more and more and more of that as we move forward, just to make sure that Micah Parsons is not a thorn in your side. Look, he's a good player. He's going to rebound. He's going to play well. I fully expect the Cowboys to beat New England, although New England's got a pretty good defensive squad themselves. I think the Cowboys will rebound at home. The proof in the pudding, as they say, is going to be week 5 against the San Francisco 49ers on the road. Mano a mano, the big boogeyman that the Cowboys can't seem to get by. That's going to be the test. How good are the Cowboys? Are they as good as the 49ers? We'll find out.
And again, we know what San Francisco likes to do. They like to run the football. Dallas is not good at stopping the run, and that's on Dan Quinn. But when you look at offensively for the Dallas Cowboys yesterday, they were pathetic in the red zone once again. And it's one thing to struggle in the red zone, but that's 2 weeks in a row that they have sucked in the red zone, and we've come away from the game questioning the play calling in the red zone. And that's on Mike McCarthy.
Sure.
Who earlier today looked at their red zone situations very glass half full because, well, they're in the red zone more than any other team in the NFL.
Well, last year, we looked at last year during the spring. Yeah, so, everything we did the last 2 years, frankly, we built this offense off of the foundation of, the things our players currently, knew and, conceptually on how we can move forward. So, yeah, I don't, no, to answer your question, we're not going to go back and look at last year. We've done that part. So, and it's part of how we plan to attack this year. So, but yes, we will spend more time on red zone, this week. That's just, the way I've always done it. So when things aren't right, you just, you work harder at it and you spend more time on it. But, it's week 3. We know what our numbers are. We were last in the league and third down a couple weeks into it last year. So, it turned out pretty good. So we're not going to overreact to it because, the most important thing is we're getting down there more than anybody. We lead the league in 10 plus drives. So we're moving the ball. That's the harder part. So when we have some strong feelings that we're not going to talk about it here, but on things we know we can improve on. So, but yes, we're aware of it.
All right, good. You were 1-5 in the red zone, 0 for 2 in goal-to-goal situations yesterday. But my goodness, we get there more than anybody else.
So there you go.
That is a man.
Is that a stat?
That is apparently.
Yeah.
And that is a man who clearly is on a 17-week journey and not a sprint. And he's looking at it that way. He's looking for the positives. Can they get it right? Can they fix it? Because while Dak Prescott is taking a lot of heat today, as he should, the reality is there was nobody open in the end zone. There were very few, the receivers, the tight ends, the backs got zero separation. It's not like he missed wide open guys or, and the interception is as bad as it gets. My goodness, that was in a triple coverage and he threw it right to a guy in red. That was bad. That was dumb. That was idiotic. All of the above. But even before that, CeeDee Lamb, your number 1 wide receiver, he couldn't find his way open, even on scramble drills. And on one pass into the end zone, he was hoping the ref would bail him out with a penalty instead of attacking the football.
Michael Gallup was your best wide receiver yesterday, in my mind. He and was good to see. And that's good to see moving forward when you're talking about Michael Gallup. But yeah, it looked like it really did to me. And just to sum it all up from what I was watching, the Cowboys were just there, going through the motions, thinking that this is a game we're the big bad Dallas Cowboys. Arizona's going to lay down and we're going to do it. And before you know it, things start to spiral out of control. The thing is, Jason, I'm watching that game, and as bad as the Cowboys were all day long, I never honestly doubted that they wouldn't win that football game.
And part of that, the same attitude that you had is the same attitude that the Cowboys had. And I think all of us, on Friday, we made fun of Mike McCarthy and Dak Prescott saying they're a better team than their 0-2 record. Mike McCarthy called them a scrappy team last week, and they played that way. Yesterday during the broadcast, Moose Johnston talked about this team has played well for 3 quarters. They just couldn't figure out how to close.
Yep.
They closed yesterday.
They did.
And I think a part of that is the Cowboys, just like Cowboy fans, figured they were going to show up and get an easy W. The energy wasn't there at the beginning of the game. You didn't see cutaway shots of guys on the sidelines looking mad. They were looking like sad. They were looking disinterested, but they weren't. Micah Parsons, you're a team leader. I didn't see you on the bench firing anybody up. It looked like you were sulking. Same thing with CeeDee Lamb. You never saw the cutaway shot. The only, cutaway shot that looked like people cared or were arguing was Mike McCarthy and Dak Prescott.
And they were, and I would love to know what the hell they were arguing about, but it had to be a miscommunication on their part. But, maybe the guys were looking at what we were all looking at, Taylor Swift, because they probably had that pop up on the big screen there in Arizona.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, hey, Taylor Swift's at the Chiefs game.
Dude, Travis Kelce jersey sales apparently up 400% today.
Good for him.
The Swifties. Good for the NFL.
It is good for the NFL. There's no doubt about it. But I'm sick of seeing her on the sideline. I'm sorry. Every time I turned around, there she is.
She wasn't on the sideline. She was in a suite.
Wherever the hell she was.
She even said a bad word.
I'm a Swiftie. I know, and you're going to have to explain that to me because those letters, I don't understand what you're saying.
LFG. Let's freaking go.
Oh, okay. She said that out loud?
Well, yeah, you could read her lips.
Oh, I wasn't watching that close.
I don't know how you missed it. They only showed it 8,000 times yesterday. And it's Ray says, and they kept showing Tyron Smith, who was hurt.
There you go. He's not quite as good as Taylor Swift.
Chiefs fans got Taylor Swift, and we got Tyron Smith on the sideline.
Great.
Monday Night Football coming up next. The Eagles and the Buccaneers here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good times once again in San Antonio. I appreciate you. It is so good to be home. I needed San Antonio. I'm going to do the best I can to make